and starting fights, turning truth to lies. Gotta get up, stop wasting time. Yeah, I wanna run off and fly. And I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone, just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. I hate all this overthinking. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver, no more heartbreaks, tears, painkillers. Take me somewhere unfamiliar. Bring
out of luck, we don't give up. Yeah, we're going up, next floor is us, you're riding with us. We want you to get on your feet. Stand up, stand up, stand up. Come on, get loose with the heat. Right now, we go party till we black out. So get the fuck up.
You've been taught, you've been told. Don't blink, don't run, don't turn left or turn right or look straight at the sun. My mind's going in circles, I'm trying to fight it. Getting these voices inside to stay quiet. Gone to the place where all this began. Just start again. Oh, you won't see the light until the dawn breaks. No, till it's all said and done, you won't know what it takes. Gotta make a wrong turn and turn around. Gotta fall fast to pick yourself up off the ground. Until you get lost, you'll never be found. And you can't start again until you break down. Break down. Until you break down. They said, be meek. Look beneath the bed before you go to sleep. Keep on, I shine. You'll surely get burned if you reach out and touch. My mind is a battle, I'm trying to hide it. Getting these voices inside to stay quiet. On to the place where all this began. Just start again. You won't see the light until the dawn breaks. No, till it's all said and done, you won't know what it takes. Gotta make a wrong turn and turn around. Gotta fall fast to pick yourself up off the ground. Until you get lost, you'll never be found. And you can't And I've been chilling, watching the ocean with you. Baby, up with a slow motion crew. And we up in our growlings when people change, but not us. And we just chilling, kicking it, kissed by the sun. Could be soaked to the skin in the mall soon. I know she got the good vibes when seasons change, but we're the same. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes sound funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. 'Cause you got me holding. Even if my jokes sound funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. 'Cause you got me holding. Got me holding, holding. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes sound funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding me up. Play me like a bass guitar, simmer down and mash me up. Tripping like I'm Jimmy at Woodstock. Me up, drumming round and going forward. Shivers down my spinal cord. Oh, 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 oh. 'Cause you got me holding, holding. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes sound funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. 'Cause you got me holding, holding. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes sound funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Holding.
So cliche. I see the sparks you throw my way. I know your name is written on everyone's mind. Your whole show is captivating me, but don't think that I can see right through that disguise. But when you got close to me, you had me falling so hard, baby, hard, baby. Yeah, now I get it. You got heads turning,
Welcome everybody to the Malaysian Community Cup Season 1 finals between Poseidon and Moisty Swings. I am your caster today, Sort Shape, and I am joined by Nobody. How are you doing today, Nobody?
I'm doing extremely well, extremely excited for tonight's matchup between, as you said, Team Poseidon and Moisty Swings.
And so yeah, these two teams have gone through the entire bracket. They have made their way all the way to the end, and so finally we will be able to decide who in the Malaysian community will come out on top. And I believe you, Nobody, have been looking at Moisty Swings and kind of following them along recently, haven't you?
I actually have. I have been casting some of Moisty Swings matches, and it's really impressive to see how they've grown and gotten better over the course of their matches. Now, as I believe correctly, you were casting Team Poseidon's.
Yes, I did. I did cast Poseidon's semi-final against Cole, in which they took a very decisive 2-0 win on that map, especially Theme Park and Villa. And so, what are your kind of predictions here, considering the the way that Moisty Swings played the semi-finals?
Now, their semi-finals did actually go into a 2-1 win out of the best of three, but I do think that, Moisty Swings is my team, so I will be supporting Moisty Swings in this finals. So,
all right. Yeah, so it looks like we might have a bit of a caster rivalry right off the bat. Hopefully I don't get caster's curse like I always do and absolutely get destroyed by that, but we will see. And so now we are going to look at the map bans that are going to be on the screen. So what do you kind of see the maps as the maps that Moisty Swings are most likely going to be playing here?
Moisty Swings, just from past matches, they are quite the strategic team. They are the strategizers, and they like to see your villa picks, your theme park picks, and occasionally, I'm guessing maybe Oregon is in their strat books, and maybe a cafe. But from last match, from the semifinals, we did see Team Koi take Coastline, so I'm not expecting Moisty Swings to prefer a Coastline pick.
And with the first ban coming out from Poseidon being Villa, that kind of makes a lot more sense, as their semi-final match against Cole had them play a few more rounds on that second map, and they were a bit closer in comparison to their first map, which was Theme Park. Which, hopefully we get to see a bit of a theme park showdown between these two teams, given that you were saying a lot about it. And the third map that wasn't actually able to be played on that semi-final was actually Oregon, so maybe we can have both those maps up there. But with Villa out of the board, what do you think Moisty Swings is going to take out? What have they been perma-banning recently?
Now, I'm sure that the effect of the last match has taken a toll on them, and I am predicting that they're going to ban Coastline right off the bat, and then maybe a Consulate coming up next.
Well, given that this is a best of 5, I think the way that this will work is that we're going to have a ban from both sides, and then each team will then get to pick the way that the map works. Because this was a single elimination tournament, we won't have a upper bracket, lower bracket map advantage, none of that kind of shenanigans there. So we're going to have a straight best of 5 all the way to the end if possible. And what are you kind of predicting this match going to be? I know you said you're going all for Moisty Swings, but are you thinking this is going to be a 3-0 stomp, or you're gonna think this is going to be a bit longer than you think?
Now, I definitely do think that Moisty Swings has their weaknesses. Just before I continue, we can see that Moisty Swings has taken out Cafe Dostoevsky as their map ban. Now, that means that the maps remaining will be Clubhouse, Coastline, Consulate, Oregon, and Theme Park. Now, what do you have to say about this?
I mean, I'm always going to back Team Poseidon here because, I've been following them for a bit. I think that, probably first map is going to be... so I think that Poseidon most likely going to play Theme Park as one of their last maps, and lo and behold, their first map will actually be Clubhouse first, and I think that makes a lot of sense because they want to get those maps, especially the ones that they don't necessarily feel too confident on, out of the way. And I know that they have a very strong Theme Park, so they probably want to keep that in their back pocket as something as a bit of a last-ditch effort to probably win out the game. And what do you think Moisty Swings are going to have as their first map?
Moisty Swings, I definitely do think that a potential first map for them would be Theme Park, actually, or I was actually about to say Villa, but I just remember that Villa has been banned. But I definitely now do think that Theme Park is going to be their first pick, and maybe then we'll see Oregon. Definitely not the Coastline, like I mentioned, but as you asked me before what I thought about Moisty Swings, whether it was going to be a 3-0 sweep or not, I definitely do think that Moisty Swings does have their weaknesses, and Well, a best of five is a really true show of a team's stamina, and it's very important that Moisty Swings definitely like realizes where they have to take their wins and where they have to take their losses. Now, just right off the bat, I will say that Clubhouse, I definitely do think is going to be one of Moisty Swings' losses, but Oregon is definitely going to go towards their side, in my opinion.
Oh, okay, you're holding out a very strong hope there. But yeah, so with the Oregon being our second map, that is the second pick for Moisty Swings. I believe now the pick will now go back to Poseidon, which they pick the third map, and Moisty Swings will pick the fourth map, leaving the fifth map. And looks like they'll be playing Theme Park. Looks like I think, Poseidon are thinking, you know what, we can take this in a 3-0. We've got Clubhouse, we put Oregon, you gave us Oregon, now we put Theme Park on the board, and that's a 3-0 victory. I honestly see this going as a 3-1 in favor of Poseidon. I think that they will most likely take Clubhouse, lose Oregon, win Theme Park, and then take out Consulate, which will be the fourth map with Coastline as our decider. This feels very much like a best of five reminiscent of the 2018 Six Invitationals, but we will have to see just who comes out on top here. So nobody who on Moisty Swings do you think the audience and myself, I guess, as someone who hasn't seen a lot of Moisty Swings, should be looking out for today?
Now, I'm anticipating a lot of gun skill coming out from Whoosh and Zephrix. Now, Triceracop did have a few good moments last match, and it'll be really good to see if he is able to sort of bring back those sparks alongside Easymeister. And Zephrix is just an overall consistent player. Now, like I said, Whoosh, he had one of the games of his life last week against Team Koi, and you could clearly see the dominance coming out from him. And honestly, if he is able to bring the same game towards today's match, then I definitely do think that your team may have to like be a little scared of him, you know?
Whoa, okay, you're trying to put the fear on me, but I'm here to back my team. We got the whole sea of fans here. But yeah, looking at the way that they especially played, I think uh people like King Coco, who put on a really good show there, especially Dexter as well. Um, Unfortunately, it seems like they have rotated out Rotter from their team just for today's match. But Rotter put in an absolute magnificent performance last game. Looks like he has to cool down, and they've let him off the chains a little bit. And looks like we'll be seeing uh, the first map going in the way of Clubhouse being orange is going to be blue team starting attack, sorry, and we will have the orange team of Moisty Swing starting defense, and it will swap inevitably. So on the second map, we will have the second map of Oregon, we will have Moisty Swings on the attack first. The third map, we will have, I believe it is Poseidon on the attack first, and then for the fourth map, we will swap back to Moisty Swings with Coastline being our decider with a Poseidon attacking first. So what do you kind of think about the Moisty Swings defense? What would you say we could characterize it as?
Moisty Swings are definitely strongest on their defensive side, and their attack is often a little ropey from time to time. You can see the likes of Jin, who is quite the flexible player. I once saw him take on the role of Ash, while also swapping over onto the Nomad. So Moisty Swings, they are quite the adaptable team, and they just go as the wind takes them. And that could be, I guess, a pro or a con for the side of Team Poseidon.
So like they very much kind of take control of the situation and just see what they have available to them and then make their best of it. I think that's a pretty fair assessment. On the side of Team Poseidon, it's very much a team that is willing to kind of go a bit aggressive and especially take a few picks when they need to. But a lot of the rounds, especially on the side of against in the semifinal against Team Cole, were a lot of them were a stalling out of the round actually. Where a lot of the time there was maybe a minute left on the clock or maybe 20 seconds left on the clock, and that final execute, that 20-second meta that we are so fearful of seeing these days, came back to bite us one more time. And so it looks like we will just be waiting for people to start up Moss, obviously being Rainbow Six Siege and Moss and all those things. We do have a few technical issues, but once that is fixed, we will be right underway in this final best of five. So buckle up, buckaroos, because we're going to have an absolute barn burner today. Welcome back, everybody. So now we have fixed our technical difficulties and all teams are ready. So we are going to jump into the first map now between Poseidon and Moisty Swings on this best of 5. And the first map will be Clubhouse with Poseidon attacking first. And so I am Sort, your caster today, and I am joined by Nobody. And as we jump into this first map, what do you think are going to be the operator bans here, Nobody?
Now, on a map like Clubhouse, you can definitely see a Thatcher ban coming through alongside a Maverick. Now, it's very common for teams to take out at least one of the, I think, 4 different hard breachers we have, being Thermite, Hibana, Maverick, and Ace. So I'm expecting potentially a Maverick or Hibana ban. I've really started to see those lately. Now, as you can see, we see a Thatcher. Who do you think is going to be the second ban?
Yeah, so I have to agree with you there. I think hard breach is probably the most one that makes the most sense. You're probably going to ban Ace or the Hibana here, maybe even the Maverick, but they will go for the Maverick, and that is really, really important, especially because the Maverick being able to essentially unlock those hard walls and make them into soft walls, which then the team can breach, obviously, and also get hatches as well. You know, Maverick is a really good all-rounder, especially with those frags, and we will see Kaid being the response to that Mav ban. So now there won't be any hidden or invincible Kaid tricks placed outside of the walls. And the final ban will be Mira. Looks like we're going to have a very fast ban phase here, but I think this sounds like these look like pretty standard bans. Hey, Nobody.
Yeah, these are completely understandable. I mean, every single ban serves their purpose. You can see Thatcher just prevents the attacking side from opening up the walls as fast as they do, alongside the Maverick. Now, Kaid prevents the defenders from securing those walls extremely well. And the Mira, I guess you could say, is target for the gym bedroom site on this map, as she is proven to be extremely strong, especially on that map. But then you also see Mira occasionally being played in the basement, although it's slightly more rare.
And so as we jump into this first round, looks like Team Poseidon are going to actually go for a double hard breach setup here. They're going to bring both the Ace and the Hibana, with an Ashe and Zofia as most likely your entries, and Twitch being your utility clearing. And so Moisty Swings, on the other hand, bringing a very kind of basic lineup here. You've got your Jaeger, most likely going to play on Rafters, and you've got the Lucy for crowd control, Valk for intel, and you've got those 2 lovely shotguns here. And so we are jumping into the first round here. Looks like what's interesting here is that Moisty Swings are actually going to be reinforcing the entirety of that bottom garage wall. A lot of teams actually leave that one open, and in reality actually leave it open, leave the right side open so that you can put more reinforcements into things like construction and things like that. But now we get to see exactly where they put it, as most likely the Mu has put a few Mu gems down there. And so what do you think about this lineup here that both teams have brought?
Now, obviously, it's a very secure lineup. There's nothing wrong with it per se, because these are all operators who serve a very fundamental purpose when it comes to the game of Siege. Now, unfortunately, I say unfortunately, Easy Meister will not be bringing that very powerful shotgun which you mentioned. He will be opting for the MP5K, which still is a very formidable choice given that he has that 1.5. You can see he is trying to use that 1.5 to maybe grab someone's feet from the drone hole, which lies right next to the security breach.
And so now with the Ace prepped on that wall, they're going to just begin to open it up. Most likely Zofia will go below, trying to open up any utility below, and looks like we will have the first Ace charge on the wall. And now the red peak coming out from Dexter onto the side of Red Stairs, most likely going to interfere with the mute, but nothing will come of it. With a minute left to go, now they've got the presence of the pressure. And so with 2 minutes left to go, now Poseidon can look to kind of put a bit more of intel on the side, trying to find exactly where Moisty Swings are. They still have a lot of drones that are available, and King Coco has actually been able to open up the external con wall, which is extremely rare considering most teams actually reinforce it. But the wide swing comes out here from King Coco, but Triceracop with a wonderful refrag, wonderful pick onto King Coco. There's your opening kill there, and Torrens now going to rotate his way through. He's got a minute 35 left, and now the team's going to start slowing down a tiny bit more here, as the Ashe will just walk his way around, trying to find a lot more utility, as the Ferrex will go now into the bar, looking for the flank. He knows exactly where the Ashe is, and will start to ping. The C4 most likely come up and over. Will it go? Will it connect? No, it will not. only a tiny bit of damage onto Whoosh now, but it's a 4v5 situation. You've lost your Twitch, which isn't necessarily a huge loss, but you do need to be worried now if you're Poseidon. You do need to start watching for those flanks. You know that there was a Valkyrie down below. And with a minute left on the clock, now Poseidon need to start thinking about how they're going to push. One smoke canister charge out of the equation now. And with 55 seconds left to go, now they will begin their push. Easy Meister will double down onto Torrent, giving a lot of power onto the side of Moisty Swings. Dexter's already swung onto side, however, he won't be able to find him, as now it's a 2v5 situation. The YP comes out, Whoosh gets a second kill on the round, and now it's all up to Crazy to look, and he will go down to Jin, giving Moisty Swings the first defense round, a flawless one at that.
Now that was an extremely good round coming out from Moisty Swings. You could clearly see the dominance, and I mean, it was, I don't know how to describe it.
I think a good way to describe it is unfortunate. Yeah, looking at the way that Poseidon approached that, they weren't really set up in a position to refrag off each other. They were very much kind of having to play those 1v1 gunfights, and unfortunate that people like Dexter weren't able to get those opening picks there. But a lovely 2k coming out from Whoosh and Triceracop to be able to put that on the board. And now they will move down to the Church defense here. So what do you think they're going to bring that's different this time for the Church defense?
You can see that Castle decided to 6-pick, and well, obviously the attackers aren't aware of that. And obviously, when you see a Castle on the board, you're kind of expecting an SSG style roam, especially when you have Mute and Castle. That helps you secure down those jacuzzi walls as well as the bar on the first floor. But you also see a Vigil and a Mozzie, which will indicate that we will have a roam presence coming out from the side of Moisty Swings. You can see just defenders setting up, and this will, well, if the attackers fail to complete a roam clear, then this could actually be just a little bit of a thorn sticking in the side, and that could be extremely painful for the attackers, who will obviously have to deal with the threat and the pressure of those two very strong roamers roaming on the top floor. You can actually see Zephyrix is holding down the strip club site, and Ash will make her way over to the garage. Dexter pushing out from the side of warehouses, and you can see the attackers are starting to make their way. Drones are coming through, and well, attackers are preparing to open up the hatches.
And so now they will know that there's going to be an Ash inside garage. Jin on the Mozzie will most likely pre-fire the rafters, yep, and nothing will come of it. Ash now aware that someone's most likely in cash, obviously due to the SSG roam, but Torrent's going to send his way down the blue stairs in secret, and he's going to wait for the drone to kind of join him in as he's going to start pushing. 3-ping comes out. Now they know most likely Whoosh going to be hidden there in the generator, and yep, looks like I'm right, and he will have to fall off. Crazy to look now knows that the Legions rotated all the way back into Armory as the round slows down significantly for the side of Poseidon. Now they know exactly where to go. It looks like they're going to avoid the SSG roam entirely and just go for a bottom floor take. Torrent, it looks like a lot of Poseidon have lost their drones already. Looks like we have roughly 5 drones off the board, most of them coming from the supports of Crazy to Look and No Joke. But No Joke will begin to open up the hatch inside kitchen with that Hibana charge. And now they know that the pressure is on. Moisty Swings will begin their rotation all the way through to try and put more pressure onto Poseidon. But Poseidon need to have this covered off. And it looks like King Coco is going to be the man for the job. He is rotating his way around, working the angles, trying to find whatever pressure they can. They're most likely waiting for someone like Zephyrix to swing out and using Torrent to absolutely obliterate everyone there. But the rest of Moisty Swings have dropped back down to site and to make the final hold.
You can see Ace holding down that dirt tunnel, trying to challenge that Legion. But in the meantime, Zephyrix will be able to find one. Whoosh will be able to find the second. You can see Ace and Buck taken out. Whoosh will find a double kill onto Tor on the Ash. Dexter will try and make his way on site, find one. No Joke on the other hand will find another. Dexter slowly taking damage from that Legion mine he stepped on while giving away those sound cues. Easy Meister somewhat aware of Dexter's relative position, while Hibana is just making her way back to avoid any flanks. It's 2v3 situation. Now, it's not completely out of hand. Dexter will be able to collect the diffuser and potentially go for a plant here. 20 seconds left on the board. The time is applying some pressure. Now Hibana is completely aware someone's in blue and will be taken out by Jin, who pushes upon them. Jin will find the second, and now all they have to do is defuse. Moisty Swings will take another round. 2-0 will be the score towards the side of Moisty Swings.
Wonderful stuff there from Moisty Swings, and really put a dent in that first in this opening 2 rounds. A real big statement here coming out of him, especially from Whoosh, who has been playing absolutely, well, I think it's too early to say absolutely incredible, but he's been playing very, very well within these 2 rounds. And so now we look to the 3rd round, which they're going to play the less favorable side of Gym and Bedroom to complete the rotation here. And I think it's interesting the way that Poseidon played, that they very much lost a lot of utility, and especially a lot of joining on those early in the early round, and then tried to hard push their way through the site. King Coco dying again as the opening death. Hopefully he can swap it up and he will go to the Nomad this time instead of the Twitch or the Buck. And hopefully that kind of swap up and that change will be beneficial for the side of Poseidon, as they need to start making a dent in this first map to really put a statement into the way they're going to play this best of 5.
Now, Gym Bedroom is arguably one of the sites which I guess isn't the most defender favored as compared to Church and Armory and CCTV and Cash. Now, do you definitely think that from the last 2 rounds we've seen, Moisty Swings do have, well, the power to take this 3rd round into their hands?
Well, I think, when you look at it, they have the utility to do so. I think the fact that, you banned out the Kaid as well makes that this site is a lot harder to hold on the defense. Because the most likely utility that you're going to have to forfeit is that mute jammer, and that mute jammer can be taken out really easily, whether it's by like a Zofia charge or an Ash charge or whatever it may be. But I think there are a lot of possible ways, but it relies on them being able to get things like CCTV control, which No Joke is going to have to do here. And now, No Joke and the rest of the team Poseidon are most likely going to be pressuring this garage side. Torrent is working with the Thermite in order to kind of create that presence. The FBI team saying, let's open it up. And now they will begin their push, as we most likely are going to have Ace rotating his way around to Jacuzzi to open up the wall there and provide the pressure outward onto the Gym side. So this round most likely will rely on whether or not they can get the opening picks, be that they being Torrin and Dexter, onto people such as Jin, who is playing a castle in here. He does have Triceracop and Zephyrex on the kind of on the down low in case he gets into serious trouble, but Torrin's going to work his way up. The breaching charge is put up. This is going to be to the detriment of the person playing inside there, which is mute of Triceracop. A bit of damage taken, but the wall isn't actually open. Siege being siege, but doesn't matter. Torrin's going to get the opening pick. It looks like a refrag coming out from Jin, and now a minute 50 on the clock. There's a lot of power here. King Coco dies again. Unfortunate. Jin picking up a 2nd kill of the round. He knows now that the diffuse is being dropped, and now the pressure is all on Poseidon to put something into this. They have 2 hard breaches, sure, but a lot of work needs to come through. 1 C4 goes out. I believe that comes from the Malusi of Whoosh, and nothing come of it. No Joke looking at the hole now, realizing that there's actually nothing there. The pre-fire come on from the footholes. Wonderful game awareness there. Game sense coming out there. Zephyrex going to be the last one to challenges. He's now stacked up tight on the green box, and with the minute 19 left on the clock, this round has gone extra crazy. Crazy 2 look gets a kill onto Zephyrex. Whoosh refrags onto Crazy 2 look. Now it's a 2v2 situation with 1 minute 10 on the clock, and they will have to slow down if they want to be able to get more control here. And Dex is going to have to slow down because he needs to hit those shots on the Malusi. But with a minute left on the clock, now it comes down to a 2v2. What seemed like Moisty Swings having a significant advantage at the start has turned back in the favor of even. Sorry, not in a favor, but the momentum has shifted somewhat towards the even side. Now with 45 seconds left on the clock, the push is going to come from a split side. 1 bedroom and 1 in Logi. Dex is going to start slow picking. He's the one with the diffuser, so he's the one that has to watch out. The White Swing comes out. Whoosh loses the gunfight. It's a 2v1 situation now. 30 seconds left on the clock. No Joke is coming out, but does he know that Easy Meister is here? Easy Meister laying prone on the ground with that older. 80 bullets on the board. Can you do something with it though? 25 seconds left on the clock. No plant coming down. Plant coming down now. 5 seconds left on the clock. 4, 3, 2. The hold is coming out from No Joke. He won't be able to get it. 17 seconds. The plant goes down. Dexter will be able to swing. Easy Meister pre-firing every single angle, but there's not enough bullets to kill him. And Easy Meister with the 2v1 clutch will put Moisty Swings on the 3-0 lead.
Now, like you said, that Alda really did come in clutch here. The 80 bullet mag capacity really helped him win this gunfight, where Sophia just lost and ran out of bullets.
Yeah, and I think it was very unfortunate that Dexter had copped a lot of HP loss, especially in his fight against Whoosh, and that Auda just eking out ever so slightly onto the against the M762, which, while a good gun in its own right, wasn't able to do the job quite so much. But now they have finished their rotation, so they can go back down to the first side of CCTV. Do you think they should have? Um, do you think that like CCTV is their better site in comparison to Church, or do you think that they should have, maybe tried something different, go for a bar stock defense? Nobody.
Recalling back to the first round, I definitely do think that their CCTV hold was much better, and I guess much more of a pain towards the side of Poseidon. You could see that Poseidon in the second round decided to just bypass their SSG style roam and directly attack the site. And while Moisty Swings still took the round, you could see that Poseidon were able to counter strat, whereas for the very first round, they were, I guess, their counter strats weren't that effective. So I'm definitely thinking that going back to CCTV was the right call, and also it's extremely important for the defenders to maintain a organized rotation, which as they rightly are.
And yeah, I have to kind of agree there. I think that like the SSG hold that they tried to do didn't work out so much because the presence was kind of went over the heads of Poseidon as they just pushed around. But going into this fourth round now, we will see Poseidon still trying to get a foothold in this map and trying to put something on the board. This being their map pick for map 1, the next map being Moisty Swings pick of Oregon. Hopefully they can show up a bit faster on that map. But Zephyrix is going to be hidden here. He's prepped the window for a run out, and he's got the cam. He's going to be a sneaky little rat right now, and let's see if he's going to make anything of it. Hide, but no joke is on it. He now knows, and he will be able to get the drone out there for free. So that's a free little bit of intel as logistics hatches opened, meaning that most likely Dexter will walk his drone around and scout someone in. Most likely Torrent to be able to get the kill. So Farrak's now rotating to the main stairs section. However, on the other side of the map, we have 3 people hidden here of Triceracop, Easy Master, and Whoosh, all inside Cash side, and King Coco will pick up his first opening kill and his first kill of the game onto Zephyrix. Wonderful stuff there. Hopefully that he can continue this momentum, having been the opening death for 2 rounds. What do you think, Nobody, about the way that the rest of this round might play out here? Do you think the Torrent's going to have a huge impact here?
Now we can see Whoosh take out King Coco, the Twitch, who was actually able to get that opening kill. But you can still see that the attackers still have a lot of drones at hand, while only losing 3 or so, plus the 2 Twitch drones. They were able to make complete usage of them by backing out that Valkyrie. Toron able to find a pick on Easy Meister, the mute, as he takes control of stocks. Whoosh able to find a kill onto Crazy Tula, but Toron will be taken out by Jim just through a punch hole inside Garage. That is extremely unfortunate, and now it's down to a 2v3. Attackers losing that momentum which they had just gained in the very first minute. 1 minute left on the clock. Jin pre-firing absolutely nothing, but they are aware of the attackers' relative positions. No joke, camping outside that CCTV window, waiting for Jin to potentially make a mistake here and jump back in, but Jin will not make that mistake. Whoosh holding a very tight angle. No joke will take a bit of damage and be left on a slither of HP. Nitro being ripped and will miss No joke. Dexter being bombarded with a smoke grenade. That is the first smoke grenade which we will see out of 3. Jin will be able to find No joke outside that window, and now it is left to Dexter. Dexter has a diffuser, but only 20 seconds on the clock. This is not looking extremely good. Second smoke grenade will be thrown out. That will delay Dexter's push, and, well, pre-fires will be shot, but Jin will be able to find the kill as he jumps outside with a very aggressive play.
And Jin is going to be rocking that Norengo skin as he puts the team into the driver's seat of a 4-0 lead here. And looks like I might be wrong this time, Nobody. Looks like Moisty Swings will absolutely take this map. But hey, this might be it, because it's a 3-1. I said a 3-1, so this might just be the first map. It might just be Poseidon letting let Moisty Swings get a little bit ahead of themselves, and they're right back in that next map, or maybe even in this map. But they will look at, but Moisty Swings will look to go back down to the Church Arsenal room. And I just want to point out players such as Woosh, who have been absolutely going to town in this map, Woosh and Jin in particular, going 8 and 7 as well. Whereas on the side of Poseidon, it looks fairly obvious that while they may be getting that pressure and that control, you need to still be able to win your gunfights. That is a core aspect of Siege and any FPS. You can have all the big brains in the world, but if you can't convert that into a death or into a plant, it is much harder for you to win around here. So, do you think that Poseidon are most likely going to play the same kind of play the same response to the SSG strat in avoiding, or do you think they're going to try and tackle it head on this time?
Obviously, I think that Poseidon, being the team they are, will definitely try and replicate the type of push they had, but with a lot more caution in mind of the players above. And similarly, the players above are, I'm sure, aware of their mistakes from the previous round, although they did win. I'm sure that they will be a little more active on the players. Zephyrix will, as I say that, Zephyrix will be able to find someone through a spawn peak, and that will be the opening frag of this round, as Toron, the Ash, is taken out very quickly, only 30 seconds into the round.
And very unfortunate that you've lost the Ash there. And a lot of people say, but it's just an Ash, that's just your frag. But in reality, Ash brings a lot of utility, especially with the change that she has now with 3 Ash charges. No joke is going to know that someone is in the corner here. We'll be able to see the pre-fire and get the down onto Zephyrix. There you go, there's your trade. And I think that's a very fair trade, a vigil for a Ash. Now that the attacking team of Poseidon don't have to worry about those vigil marks and having their drones being absolutely debated by the vigil ERC. And King Coco, knowing this, is going to swing wide and go kind of deep into where the club section is, now towards the toilet. But you still have a lot of people in the top floor there, as our observer just noted, who has been doing a wonderful job already. But one set of impacts will be used to get the Hibana, and looks like there is no more that Woosh can use on that wall. So now they have to forfeit the kitchen hatch, and they are inside oil pit 2. Dexter pushing up aggressively here, gets the pre-fire onto Easy Meister. There's your castle down. And now you have to just rotate back a bit just to pull out that goo. He's been stuck in a lot of goo mines a lot. Hopefully he can speed things up a tiny bit. But looks like Jin is still ways away away from sight, and he'll be taken out by King Coco. Now Poseidon are in the drive seat. Now they know what they really want to get. As King Coco pushes his way down through the central stairs, on his way down to, will he be able to see the peak? No, he won't. He won't be able to see the Triceratops. And Woosh will be able to get a kill on the meantime. And a lot of damage coming out there on the side of King Coco, but nothing will come of it. Triceratops holding this dirt door very aggressively here with the SMG-11, as Woosh is also on standby. And King Coco is going to lose that gunfight to Woosh, absolutely putting the pressure on. But now Crazy Tuluk's going to have to win this gunfight against Triceratops. The shotgun coming out, no joke, is going to get one into Woosh, and Crazy Tuluk will win the gunfight against Triceratops, giving Poseidon their first attack win of the map and the match. A very close round in which 2 gunfights were had, and very, very close in terms of who was going to win that. I think if Triceratops landed that last shotgun kill, that last shotgun damage on the Crazy Tuluk, that could have been a very, very different round there.
I agree with you, and honestly, when it comes to a man disadvantage, the most important thing is to take those as the smaller fights. You want to try and get that one pick, maybe fight 2 at once, but as you can see, Poseidon didn't really give them that opportunity, and we're simultaneously fighting both at the same time, utilizing that man advantage, and was finally able to get their first round on the board. We will see the defenders move towards the basement side once again, maybe seeing if they can learn from their mistakes and get that 5th round on the board. Now, this is the last round before the attacker-defender role swap, and do you think that Poseidon has another round in them? Do you think that they're going to be able to take out a second round on Church and Armory?
I think it's very possible. It very much depends on the way in which they play around Zephyrex, you know. I think if Poseidon are able to take control very quickly, especially zoning out people such as Jin and Zephyrex, who have been playing very well. Zephyrex having the opening kill 2 out of the 5 rounds already, and Jin having 2 rounds in which he put more than 2 kills on the board. You know, this is what they need to watch out for. Torrent obviously having died originally from last round from Zephyrex, he's going to know and be a bit more aware of the positioning of the Vigil, but it looks like the Vigil's going to play a bit more cheeky around the western hallway, putting himself very much in the face of danger there, and he will have to hold off against the attackers as Torrance swings on by, trying to find someone hidden on the rafters, but he will find nothing at all. And so now we will see the way in which Ash plays this. If the Ash goes down and around to rotate and to take out people like Zephyrex, as King Coco will drone out Zephyrex and know that there's a Vigil nearby, most likely playing in the same spot. Now we see the way in which they have to play this. We have no joke, having lost now, I believe, all of we have three drones off the board from the side of Poseidon. That's a lot of utility already gone for only a minute elapsed in this round. Torrent not having the best game as the Ash, but hoping to pick it up. A little bit of gunfire coming out from Whoosh, and I believe that is Dexter, yes, of the Zofia. Thank you very much, Caster. I'm sorry, Observer. And now, with 2 minutes left on the clock, it looks like Torrent will go down actually to, I believe, the Vigil, and King Coco will go down as well. Triceracop with a wonderful swing there, and now Crazy to Look has to go back to kind of save the round as King Coco is gone, and now you've also lost Torrent, who's down in stock room, and no joke, we'll have to drone in, make sure that it's all clear, as Dexter's still pressuring Whoosh here on the armory door. With 1 minute 30 left on the clock, that's a wonderful little kill there on the side of Moisty Swings, because now the pressure is all on Poseidon. Now they must be feeling very antsy. They know someone's pushing up stock, but Crazy to Look is going to let No Joke just walk away with a free kill on the Triceracop. There's your refrag, and with a minute 15 on the clock now they still have Jin, who's at Jin's effects to have to deal with. I believe one of them is stuck upstairs with, and that is Jin, while Zephyrex has rotated back down to site. And now Torrent is less than 25 HP, which pretty much makes that Ash a squishy, absolutely ball of death. One bullet from that Commando will absolutely take him out, as Dexter will get the kill onto Easy Mice, swinging the favor back into the side of Poseidon, and Torrent will drop the blue hatch, looking to see for an opening, looking to see a bit of presence, as the rest of Team Moisty Swings look to kind of hold out this round with 40 seconds left on the clock. A wide swing coming out, not just yet, but Whoosh will take out Torrent now, evening up to a 3v3. A wide swing coming out here for Zerix, but nothing coming of it. No Joke will get a second kill of the round, and with 30 seconds left on the clock, now it's a 3v1 as Crazy to Look gets one onto Whoosh. It's all up to Jin from above the motor hatch. Can he make this work? If he's going to drop, he's going to make a lot of noise here, but he knows most likely where the person's going to be playing, as No Joke can finish the play. When he swings motor, he's not going to be able to see him, but I believe a little bit of damage coming out there, but No Joke with a 3k gives the second round to Poseidon, and they move out of this half 4-2.
Now, 42 is not an entirely bad score, especially considering Clubhouse is a very, I guess, defender favored map, but it still is a two-round deficit, which they will eventually have to make up on their defensive side. Now, you were previously saying that this could potentially go to Moisty Swings, and honestly, I disagree. I actually have hope that maybe Poseidon will put up a fight on their defense, because honestly, I'm here to be surprised by them. I have never seen Poseidon play, and even though their attack wasn't that promising, I definitely am expecting things coming from Dexter. I definitely do think that he could be quite the valuable player, but yeah, that's just my opinion.
And I just want to point out the scoreboard here. No Joke going 7-4, and I think that sets a bit of a precedent for the way Poseidon play. You have Whoosh, who has been playing your more frag-oriented roles of Jaeger, Legion, Sledge, and things like that. And he's the one picking up the kills, which makes a lot of sense in practice. But on the side of Poseidon, you have No Joke going 7-4 top frag on their Mute and Hibana of all things as secondary support. So, you know, I think it sets up a bit of a difference between the way that these two teams play. Moving into this round, however, it looks like they'll go for a CCTV hold, and they'll opt for the Bandit and the Mute this time. Looks like they want to have and ensure that control and actually kind of separate the roles that the Bandit and the Mute have, making sure. And it looks like they'll go for a more standard left side wall reinforcement, but nothing on the right side, which makes a bit more is a bit more commonly seen. as Easy Meister will now begin to drone out in the first attacking round for Moisty Swings. Hopefully they can bring something unique to this half.
Oh, I see two nitro cells on the side of the defense, being on No Joke, Mute, and Toron, the Valkyrie. Now, I am praying, Salt, that we do see good usage of those two nitro cells and potentially a kill coming out from those two. Now, it's always fun to see nitro cells being used efficiently, and Zephyrix will actually make his way over onto the master bedroom, preparing to push that construction site alongside the Hibana, who will help open up that wall. Wish making his way downstairs, just making sure no one's there to flank them, while Easy Meister just preparing to get that wall, get the CCTV wall, while Zofia eventually prepares on the roof with a drone and will attempt to clear that utility, which prevents Ace from opening that wall. Triceracop will make his way over to the window, shoot it out, and see if he can find anyone, clearing out the ADS as flashbangs go through.
And yeah, something interesting that I think about the setup that Poseidon have brought is that they've actually left part of the construction to cash wall open, I believe. I believe they left the right side open, which sets up a bit of a weird precedent for the way they want to play this. That is forfeiting a lot of control on the side of Poseidon into that cash wall. And looks like Zofia will open up the bottom of the... Actually, no, he won't be able to get it. Looks like she's missed, and now Easy Meister has the impossible trial of being able to open up that wall. Zephyrix, however, in the meantime, will get the opening kill once again onto Torrent. That is your C4 gone. That's one of the two C4s gone. Very unfortunate. However, with a minute left now, the push is coming from this construction side, given that they have not been able to open up this wall the way the main wall the way they wanted to. And looks like a C4 from No Joke can be all the difference. A pre-fight coming out, nothing coming of it. No Joke taking a bit less than 20 HP of damage, as Jin will pre-fire a few things here and there, trying to get a bit more pressure, trying to find zone now and bait out these defenders. But looks like all the defenders have rotated back on the side. Dexter will take a lot of damage there. Crazy Look, a lot of damage there as well. The rush coming on the side. There's 3, there's 4. A team keep coming in. A team 4, there's 2 for you. You wanted it. Nobody, guess what? You got it. Triceratops is also down. It's a Ferrex. Now the last one left in a 1v4 situation, effectively, as Dexter swings by, most likely knowing that someone is downed and will use him for intel. So Ferrex jumps in the construction window, pre-firing here and there, but nothing will come of it. No Joke, having played an important round, will get his 3rd kill of the round, and the rest of Poseidon will swing wide, 1 kill coming out, but No Joke will pick up a wonderful 4K there.
This round had it all. A double nitro kill, multiple double kills, and a team kill coming out. Well, Siege is more dramatic than most people give it credit for.
Man, No Joke got denied an ace by Jin swinging on by and absolutely just destroying, I believe it was Whoosh. That's very unfortunate on the side of Moisty Swings, but I guess that comes with that, kind of rushing style. Hey, they all ran on the site, and in the moment, I guess Jin just lost track of who was who.
Now, we can see the defenders making their way over to gym bedroom as opposed to that church arsenal site. And what do you have to make of this?
I think that, like, as a whole, this round will come down to the way that the people inside Cash will have to play this, because end of the day, even if you open up Jacuzzi, that long angle that you can hold from Cash all the way through to Master Bedroom denies a lot of site presence. And if people like Dexter or Torrent can step up their game a bit, they can really push Poseidon to the edge here, because right now, like, as much as we can joke about how well that round went for Team Poseidon, a lot of it came down to just a bit of lucky placement from that C4. And I think No Joke putting himself in the best position there to really make it work. So, in round 8, we need to see their fragging lineup step up a bit more. You cannot rely on No Joke anymore to make these rounds out of nothing. You cannot make this man carry any harder than he already is. On the side of Moisty Swings, however, I think that right now they just need to slow things down a bit, drone it out. They didn't need to waste a lot of utility, and Dexter will take a bit of damage. Dexter will lose his life in that first opening gunfight there. Jin picking up another nice opening kill. No one to refrag off it, and that puts a lot of pressure onto Poseidon. Now you have to play a 4v5. There was no need for Dexter to pick that, and now with only about 30 seconds on the clock, you've already lost one member. That 416, a very important kill there. And now the rest of the team is starting to pressure inside Cash and CCTV, and you don't have a second person to back up, no joke. And would you agree, nobody, that this now really puts a lot of pressure onto Poseidon?
Now, like you said, well, actually, first off, yeah, I completely agree. As you said, No Joke is now off, like, I guess you could say, stranded in that cash room, as there could potentially be an attacker cutting off his rotation from that window. Drones will go out, they will be completely aware of that position, and King Coco will try and support him from construction, but if attackers aren't, if attackers become aware of this, then they could easily prevent that connection between the two operators. Ash Charge will go up to take out the wall, applying that bit much more pressure. Hibana will make his way through, about to push, and Jin will be able to find the kill, and Triceracop on the Hibana will be able to find one as well. That's your Mute and Melusi going out, the two supporting players who were there mainly to keep No Joke alive, but due to Dexter being picked off early out, that support just became much less, and eventually they were just able to steamroll their way into cash and clear out any defenders.
And
Attackers
like...
are in construction. Sorry, you
Go
can
for
go
it.
ahead.
Okay, so sorry to interrupt there, but looks like Jin is making up for his previous admissions of the TK, and in doing that, Moisty Swings will pick up a flawless round there. Sorry for the interruption there. Yeah, I was just gonna say, Jin, must feel a bit bad for getting that TK, so he picks up a 3K in this round to make up for it.
And that is completely acceptable. I think his apology should be accepted. And, well, they've got a round on the board, just making sure that they stay that little bit of distance away from Team Poseidon, just creeping up closer towards that 7-match point of victory.
And so now it looks like they'll go down to church, which is actually pretty interesting because they didn't decide to go to church after CCTV. They actually went to gym, which we didn't point out, but I thought was actually a very interesting play. Most likely to throw off the standard structure of going CCTV, church, then gym. And looks like Poseidon will opt to go for a very similar lineup to what Moisty Swings brought out with the Mozzie, the Mute, the Vigil, and the Legion, as well as the Jaeger as well. So it looks like they're going to most likely play a similar style. However, what will really what will really matter is the way in which Moisty Swings will adapt to this, because instead of I believe it was the Twitch that Poseidon had bought, they brought the Sledge instead, which provides a lot of soft breach utility, especially on that kitchen wall, and to open up things such as our armory, which I think will be really, really important in creating a lot of pressure on the defenders to prevent them from from denying that hatch.
Not only that, he does bring those 2 frag grenades, which can be useful at clearing out those deep angles, especially in such a big site like Armory Church. You can have defenders hiding in every single corner, and those frag grenades just make it just so much easier. And, well, Poseidon did bring a very similar lineup, but minus the castle. And this just allows Ash to waltz her way into the main lobby area and eventually take control of the top floor. Maybe catch any roamers off guard, will give her position away, but no one seems to have heard it. Vigil playing on the top of rafters, waiting for anyone to potentially push from garage side, and King Coco will make his way up red stairs to just add some more support.
And so yeah, with the way that they're playing this, they haven't decided to reinforce the walls in the way that which Moisty Swings did, but they still have that presence which is there. Jin most likely looking for an entry into the bar side. Yep, and he's looking to cut out that stock rotate. However, looks like King Coco will be able to slip by. Is he going to get aggressive just like Dexter did in the previous round? It looks like he might, but knowing better, I hope he doesn't peek this, because Dexter lost his life as the Jaeger and it really fits a stereotype of Ash Jaeger mains. I really hope Torrent is on the assistance there, but looks like they'll work together here. But if Jin is ready for this, this is 2 free kills to put it up to 13, and Torrent will take a bit of damage from the side. It looks like someone is next to garage, or yes, it looks like Jin will pre-fire the garage wall to just put a bit more pressure. So now, but he will get absolutely decked from stock room, and I believe that's from Whoosh, yes, who will get another kill onto his 11th, pushing him past the double-digit line onto Torrent. And so now King Coco has to not place aggressively, but a wonderful shot coming from King Coco there onto Jin. He'll refrag, taking a Vigil for a Zofia, which is a very, very good trade, I think, and that favors Poseidon a bit. What do you think, though? Do you think it favors Poseidon or Moisty Swings for that trade?
Now, obviously, that Sophia does bring those two concussion grenades, as well as, most importantly, those two impact grenades, which I don't think she had used both. And that can be extremely useful at clearing out any utility, such as mute jammers, which Team Poseidon are bringing. And that just prevents them from opening up walls such as Church. But ace charges will go out, and Church wall will get opened up nevertheless. Flashbangs will go out, will not be able to blind No Joke, but he'll be patiently waiting with his shotgun, waiting for Zephyrix and Easy Meister to eventually make their way down.
And yeah, something interesting to note about the way Poseidon are holding this is that they're holding from mostly blue. And a nade will come out, and Crazy Tulip will just escape. But they've already dropped down the hatch of Kitchen, and now they're going for the plant. 4 seconds left on the clock. Oh, wonderful shot from Dexter, but he'll already be automatically refragged out by Woosh. And Pistol coming out, but nothing coming over. 45 seconds on the clock now. Woosh with a triple kill on this round. It's a 2v3 situation now. And King Coco going to pre-fire a bit more. Can he get some more kills? Triceracop will double down onto No Joke. And Moisty swings. Pick up another attack win as Easy Meister takes out King Coco. Looks like the Jaeger's aimbot ran out of his free trial just as it was necessary. And looks like Team Poseidon will move into a very unfavorable position here, being down 3-6. And I don't know, I think Poseidon are going to have to really make a strong comeback in order to make this one work, nobody.
Well, that is stating the obvious. They are down 3 rounds, and that means that they will have to win these 3 rounds consecutively. No extra lives, and the moment they lose one, it's game over. But once again, this is Poseidon's map, and we will, well, just reminding you that when Team Poseidon were defending the CCTV and cache last, they were able to prevent the attackers from actually opening up that main wall, which is often a key factor into winning this round as an attacker.
And so yeah, I think I have to agree with you there. You know, they were able to prevent it, but part of it also comes down to how much of it was because of the way in which No Joke was able to get 2 free kills there with that C4. How much of it was because of that kind of kind of utility usage there. But looks like as always we will have a siege technical issue, but no worries, we will most likely try to find a way around it. Well, but in the meantime, you know, we'll do a bit of riff-raffing here on our side of the casters. So how do you think this match is going so far for the side of and looks like we will have a technical restart as Bruce has left the game. And no worries there, we will most likely have the re-host as we're just confirming with our admin team. So how do you think this match is going so far, nobody? And how do you think this is going to mean for the rest of the series?
Obviously, I'm quite excited that my team, Moisty Swings, are actually winning, and they are showing that even on a map that isn't their pick, they are able to show dominance. And that will obviously, I mean, this is a best of 5, and things could turn around very quickly in a matter of maps. But obviously, Team Moisty Swings, they are establishing that mental dominance over Team Poseidon, and that will definitely be something that Team Poseidon need to overcome. Make sure that, like, hey, look, we can still get this back. Maybe this map didn't go our way, but next map we can take theirs, or some mentality like that.
And so now we will go to our technical break, but don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back as soon as possible. So just you wait, keep your butts glued to your seats because we'll be back as soon as possible.
everything that brought me alive. Though we're all like monsters, playing with the monsters. They brought me alive, but got no alibi. It's a lover's fight without an alibi. It took my hands without an alibi. Smoking gun, you got me on the run. We know that will come. We're out up till dawn. But how can I hide it without an alibi? It's a lover's fight without an alibi. Took my innocence. I can't wait no longer. I'm playing with the monsters. Everything that brought me alive. Oh, we're all like monsters, playing with the monsters. They brought me alive, but got no alibi. It's a lover's fight without an alibi. It took my hands without an alibi. Empty hearts and neon lights. They're playing with my mind. Gotta get out of here tonight. Oh, I wanna run off and fly. And I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone. Just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking. Oh, 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 oh. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver. No more heartbreaks, tears, painkillers. Take me somewhere unfamiliar. Bring me back to where we started out. Get me out of now. To where we started out. Get me out of now. To where we started out. La 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 la. Oh, oh. Get me out of broken hearts and starting fights. Turning truth to lies. Gotta get up, stop wasting time. Yeah, I wanna run off and fly. And I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone.
Oh, well, welcome back, everyone. We are back from our technical break. Sorry for the delay. We just had some connection issues, but no need to worry. And we are back. The map ready to get underway. We can see Moisty Swings on match point, ready to take Clubhouse, which was indeed Team Poseidon's pick. Now, what do you have to say about this, Sot? It's been a while since we've interacted with the audience.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the it was just getting a bit spicy, you know. I think the chat was getting a bit hyped up to see exactly how the first map would end out, but looks like they'll be able to see the conclusion of this first map now. And so they'll go back up to CCTV, which, like we said, was the only site that they actually won on their first round of rotations. So, what do you think that Poseidon are going to bring that is different to the first time they ran it? Because, you know, no joke, on the mute was able to pick up a wonderful little 4K there that salvaged the round out with a 2K on the C4. So what do you think is going to be different in this round in terms of the way they're going to play?
I definitely do think that Dexter, who will be holding the C4 this time, will try and value it a little more safely this time. Because, I mean, we saw that No Joke was able to get that double kill in that key, in that very common spot for attackers to be when they eventually do take control of that cache room. So the more C4s, the merrier, and that is, I'm sure, what Poseidon are thinking. And it's up to Dexter if he's able to cling onto that C4, as he normally is alive towards the end of the round. So I don't think they need to worry about that.
That's sure as hell what I'm thinking. I'm more C4s the merrier. That's what I think. I want to see a lot of bada bings, bada booms, as they say. I want to see a lot of people fly into the air. We love seeing those ragdolls coming out in Siege. But yeah, how do you think that Moisty Swings will approach this last time? They did run in, and Jin did get a little bit of a TK there. But how do you think they're going to run this attack strat this time around?
Now, last time Team Moisty Swings attack was a little bit chaotic, and that is, well, what happens when you're unable to complete some of the key objective when it comes to attacking this particular site. They weren't able to get that CC wall open, and, well, to their surprise, construction was half open. And we can see this time there are footholds as Zephyrix makes his way in sight of those footholds, but no one will be contesting it. You'll prone down Pre-Fire going through from the side of No Joke, but will not be able to find Zephyrix, who just sits there patiently.
I think what's very interesting is that Torrent is hiding in this lounge to garage area. What is normally taken very quickly by the attacking team, if you ever want to push the main wall, has now kind of been pushed off very easily. And Dexter will dodge that Zofia concussion, the impact, and now the right side of that main wall will be open as Jin begins to push around. And with a minute 15 on the clock, I think that, like, this is now going to come down to the way in which Torren and the Romers now collapse, like King Coco. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I mean, 1 minute left in the round. Time is starting to put a little bit of pressure on the attackers. And, well, after using both of her impact grenades, Sophia is finally able to get that, get those charges. But defenders are holding this very securely and very tightly. You can see Frag going out, but he will drop it while cooking it, and No Joke able to get a SMG-11 headshot onto the sledge. Now, Crazy 2 Look will take a bit of damage, being left on just above 50, and, well, this is not looking good for the side of Moisty Swings, as Toron will be able to find another kill onto Jin, making this a 5v3. A two-man advantage, and, well, very little presence on site.
And looks like Poseidon will hold this down one more time. Easy Meister has to get up onto the platform wall now, but Crazy looks on the rotate, but he will actually lose a gunfight. Now it's a 3v3 scenario here, and Easy Meister is going to get another kill on the board, but there's 4 seconds left, and Triceratops was going to get a triple kill here. And are they going to be able to play it? They're going to play in the middle of the site. They've managed to actually swing this back. Moisty Swings have, and now King Coco, they're on a 1v3 situation. He'll get 1 kill. Now it's up to 2. The aimbot's back on, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Can he make it work? 40 seconds left on the clock. He's going to have to put a lot of work into making this happen. He's going to start looking for a pre-fire here. He knows that Triceratops is most likely playing red, and the ace of Easy Meister is just lying down the diffuser. A double kill. Can he make this work? Easy Meister around the bomb. King Coco playing round the Rosie, and will he win it? Yes, he can! The 1v3 clutch to keep Poseidon in the game.
Just when you see my facial expressions right now, my jaw dropped. Jaeger left on around less than 5 HP as he is able to clutch that round. We saw the attackers at a 2-man disadvantage, able to swing that back into a 3-man equalizer, and then eventually take, well, get into a post plant situation where it's a 1v3. And eventually, well, Jaeger was able to get that 1v3 clutch. So that was quite the round.
Oh my lord. The absolute balls of no joke to just peek every single one, especially the red stairs hold, which is a very kind of tight angle if you don't play that right. And the absolute balls of that man to just go for it there and not just forfeit the first map. I really have to respect that. And it is a very common saying that like you don't stop playing until the round is over, and that is a very good way to kind of put it through. As King Coco, having probably heard our comments about how he died a lot in the first few rounds, now puts himself very much squarely in the eye of the viewer here. But now they go down to church and they've brought the rook on Crazy to Look. And looks like they will have to try and use this rook as a fragging lineup in order to support the people like No Joke, who's most likely having a bit of a sore back after his first 9 rounds of absolute dominance here.
Now, obviously, the score line has been reset with that rehost, as in the scoreboard, I meant to say, and that gives, well, King Coco the chance to maybe rewrite it as something new, allowing him to maybe be like, hey, look, if anyone's watching this in the future, I had 0 kills. Sorry, I had 0 deaths for 3 kills. And honestly, I think that one's going into his highlight reel. I definitely think he's proud of that. And well, the round is underway, and attackers are making their way into side. Zephyrix once again pushing down that master hallway, just securing control of key parts of the map. Now she's about to challenge the roamers, who they aren't aware of that there are none.
And looks like this is a very different kind of hold in comparison to the way that both teams played originally, when which they held the top floors very aggressively there. And looks like they've realized that you don't have to play it super aggressively. But I wonder how much of it is Zephyrix actually just gaining a lot of control really quickly and not allowing people like King Coco the ability to rotate out, as the first pick's gonna come out here and the diffuser goes down. That's your ace as well. That's easy Meister down. And that is a wonderful kill here. King Coco absolutely putting the work in this round. That's a wonderful kill, especially on an ace. That's your hard breacher gone. The wide sweep coming out, nothing of it. King Coco getting a bit too aggressive there. He'll fall back down and lose a bit more than 25 HP as Whoosh now holds the main entrance control. However, King Coco, I think, is going to start rotating up blue. He's a bit hungry for that kill that Jaeger is, and looks like they won't have anyone to watch it. And yep, looks like my suspicions are confirmed as King Coco starts to rotate his way up, peeking on the angle that we've seen him absolutely deal some pain and absolute torment to before. Now is going unwatched as King Coco has the ability to rotate up. But now Poseidon taking a very passive way of holding this. When you think nobody, this is a bit passive and not really going aggressive like they have been in the last few rounds.
Now, this is definitely a change of playstyle, which we're seeing from the side of Team Poseidon, but I mean, bringing out that Valkyrie, those are some very interesting Valkyrie camps, which the attackers are unable to spot. Jin completely unaware of that Valkyrie camp that is hiding inside the jukebox. The C4 will go out and just barely damage Jin, but Zephyrix in the meantime will be able to find a kill onto Toro, evening the scoreline to 4-4. 40 seconds left on the clock, and attackers are yet to make their way into sight. Kitchen hatches open out, and Crazy's Look is starting to take a little bit of pressure from both main stairs and that kitchen hatch. Now, we have seen Whoosh able to get many kills. In fact, I remember a triple kill on this very angle. So it's going to be very interesting to see if Crazy to Look will be able to challenge that, as Whoosh is finally aware of his position. Whoosh will be able to find the kill onto Crazy to Look, and now it's a 3v4 in this, favoring the attackers. 15 seconds left. The attackers need to put the plant down, but defenders are on site preventing that. Attackers will likely go for a kitchen plant, an arsenal plant, and well, it's a 3v1, 2v1, and the defenders take the round. Poseidon will be able to chase that scoreline, and well, when it's match point, well, I guess it's so much pressure on the side of the ones who need to chase it up, but it's also a lot of pressure on the side who have match point, as you have everything to lose at this point. And when you have nothing to lose, when you're, well, 3 rounds down, you have everything to win, and that is what Poseidon are doing.
and looks like this map will be a lot closer than we originally planned, especially with the way that Team Poseidon have managed to just kind of claw this map back from the depths of the ocean. You know, they ended the first half on a 4-2 scoreline, and while people will say, yeah, but Clubhouse can be a defender-sided map depending on what team it is, yada yada yada, I don't want to hear it. They have consistently put round after round on the backs of good play. And now, what I actually would like to think and say about that last round was that it was a lot less of an individual play. You could see that at the end, C4 comes out, Dexter swings white, King Coco dies, but he's there just to deny and give a bit of time for the defending side. So I think I'm still gonna back Team Poseidon, and I'm all the way to the end on this map. I think that they have found their groove finally, and are looking to put this last round on the board to put us into overtime here. And so, what do you think about this alibi pick coming out from King Coco here?
Two operators that have slowly started making their way into the side of professional play are Alibi and Frost. Both operators who bring a very decent gun. Alibi bringing the... My memory is killing me right here, but she brings that one... she brings a very decent gun with alongside that deployable shield, which ever since that buff, allowing it to get those slight those glass panels, allowing them to see through, have become extremely strong and strongly favor defenders. So it's, not a bad pick. And King Coco, on the role he is right now, I'm expecting him to make great use of that gun. And
yeah, it looks like what's interesting is that they've actually decided to not play anyone inside cash. They've actually opted to have everyone full offer, which is very interesting because normally that's where their presence comes from. That's where we saw Fnatic play in the 2019 Invitations by playing the Alibi inside them, winning Clubhouse against really strong teams such as FaZe and I think Empire. But King Coco and Torrent have just decided to forfeit that section of the site. It looks like Torrent's actually going from a around the world kind of strategy. He's going to forfeit the site a bit. He's going to forfeit presence in order to give them the ability to flank in the late round. Triceracop now has rotated off the red flank hold, and this is exactly where the power of Torrent can come in. Crazy to look now stuck himself inside logistics, but he's being thrown out, and so the Malusi, she'll have to rotate back out as the rest of Moisty swings most likely pre-fires through the wall, and Triceracop will open up logistics hatch with some of those Hibana pellets. Not necessarily a waste, but I wouldn't say it was the best use of that because you still have 4 charges left. No Joke will get the opening kill there onto Whoosh, saying, you know what, King Coco, come on, give me a bit of a break here. Let me have a bit of fun. And No Joke, a bit less than 75 HP, will have to fall off as the main wall has now been opened in Jacuzzi and he's being thrown out, and he'll be able to lose the gunfight there against, I believe it is Jin, yes, who gets a lovely little refrag onto No Joke. So a 4v4 situation here, but the power still very much at Poseidon's side because they have a lot more control than they think. As I say that, however, Easy Meister loses the pick to Crazy to look, putting us in the 3v3 situation, but another one lost on the side as Dexter gets one on Triceratops, but Zypherix gets one onto Dexter. Jin now doubling down onto 2, and with that, Moisty Swings takes the first map.
that is closer than any of us could have asked for. A 7-5 win going towards the side of Moisty Swings. You could see that, Poseidon were almost able to bring that back, but Jin was able to just show his dominance, rush into site, and play very aggressively, honestly punishing the side of Poseidon, who had slowly started to adopt a more passive playstyle.
And so as we move on to the second map of Oregon, what do you think is going to be the kind of what do you think is going to be the prediction here? Do you think that Poseidon now are feeling themselves a bit more, so they're going to put a lot more pressure, or do you think that Moisty Swings are going to take us all the way through?
Now, we saw Moisty Swings take a map which wasn't theirs, and honestly, Oregon is the map which either team could be prepared for. And seeing as the fact that we haven't seen Moisty Swings actually play Oregon in this tournament, it could go either way. But as you said, Team Poseidon is actually gaining that momentum, gaining that they're getting a feel of their team and their play style, and it's slowly starting to click, which could be towards which could be an advantage to towards their side. But I mean, Moisty Swings are dominating.
So we will be moving to a 5-minute break just to give the teams a bit of time to just recover a tiny bit, but we will be back, don't worry. And so we will jump straight back into our second map, which is Oregon, between Poseidon and Moisty Swings for the Malaysian Community Cup Grand Finals. See you soon.
Everything that brought me alive, going around like nonsense, playing with the monsters. They brought me alive, but got no alibi. It's a lover's fight without an alibi. It took my innocence without an alibi. Smoking gun, you got me on the wrong. We know that will come. We're out up till dawn, but how can I hide you without an alibi? It's a lover's fight without an alibi. Took my innocence. I can't wait no longer. I'm playing with the monsters. Everything that brought me alive, going around like nonsense, playing with the monsters. They brought me alive, but got empty hearts and neon lights. They're playing with my mind. Gotta get out of here tonight. Oh, I wanna run off and fly. And I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone, just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking. Oh, 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 oh. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver. No more heartbreaks, tears, painkillers. Take me somewhere unfamiliar. Bring me back to where we started out. Get me out of now. To where we started out. Get me out of now. To where we started out. La 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 la. Oh, oh. Get me out of broken hearts and starting fights, turning truth to lies. Gotta get up, stop wasting time. Yeah, I wanna run off and fly. And I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone, just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking. Oh, 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 oh. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver. No more heartbreaks, tears, painkillers. Take me somewhere unfamiliar. Bring me back to where we started out. Get me out of now. To where we started out. Get me out of now. To where we started out. Oh no.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Malaysian Community Cup Grand Final, in which we have two really good teams, Poseidon and Moisty Swings, battling it out in this best of 5. We just had our first map, which was a 7-5 victory for Moisty Swings, in a very close map on Clubhouse. But we now move into our second map of Oregon, in which we will start on the opposite side. So Moisty Swings will start their attack first, and Poseidon will defend first. And I am your caster, Sword Shape, once again, and I am with my wonderful friend here, Nobody. What did you think of that first map, Nobody?
Now, that was a complete surprise to me. I definitely did say before the map started that I did not think Moisty Swings was going to win that map, simply due to the fact that it was Poseidon's map pick. But boy, did they prove me wrong. And that was one dramatic map, and eventually we saw Moisty Swings take the win.
And so you did note that this map is actually Moisty Swings' pick, in comparison to the first map of Clubhouse, which was Poseidon's pick. So do you think that brings any extra expectation for Moisty Swings to be able to close this one out?
Obviously, due to the fact that they've picked it, Poseidon are probably a little bit cautious about the fact that maybe Moisty is just very good on this map, seeing as it was their first map pick. And it is also the first time we are seeing Moisty Swings play this map in the tournament. And that could be, well, that could be surprising towards both Poseidon and us as casters.
And so, yeah, the idea that this could be a pocket pick hidden in the back alley of their strat book is very, very much a possibility here. And looks like we're just getting ready for both teams to finalize all their anti-cheat services such as moss and things like that. Well, looks like we're about to jump into the map bans. Sorry, not the map bans, but the op bans now. So what do you think are going to be the op bans for this one? We saw the very standard op bans from Clubhouse. We saw Mav, Thatcher, Kaid, and Mira coming out. So what do you think is going to be the ban phase coming out here on Oregon?
Um, I think, well, both of us can agree that a Thatcher ban is once again incoming. Now, the second attacker ban is a little more free, but I'm potentially going to expect a Jackal ban because they do have quite the roam presence. And judging by Moisty Swing and, well, ooh, never mind, we will see a Blackbeard ban. But that gives the choice to Moisty Swings as to whether they want to keep the Thatcher. Judging by that speed, I'm going to expect that they just instantly ban the Thatcher, which they did.
And yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And I'm not sure if Poseidon are taking a bit more of a ranked strat here by banning out the Blackbeard. We see that Blackbeard is often banned out to prevent any real any of those like hard gunfights, but we have seen the mirror ban before. So what do you think this last ban's going to be? Do you think they're going to pick something a bit funky, or do you think they're going to stick to a standard ban?
I'm expecting a standard ban, potentially a Kaid, but Poseidon are defending first, so that might not be what we see. And well, we will find out in just a second. And it's actually a Valkyrie ban. This ban, like, mainly, well, prevents the defenders from actually like getting that intel, giving them less information actually. But these bans work both ways, and when Moisty Swings eventually moves onto defending, they will not be able to play the Valkyrie.
And so with this, we are going to move into the first defense round for Poseidon, which is going to be on the kids' dorm. Kids Dorm, a very standard defense lineup here. We have the Bandit and the Mute most likely to protect those walls, especially in Attic. And you got a Malusi for crowd control in things like games and in white with the Legion there. But looks like they're going to swap off the Bandit. And maybe they might pick the Kaid here, which puts a bit more pressure on, gives a bit more flexibility. But no, they will actually go for Mozzie instead. What do you think about this attack lineup coming from nobody? I mean, from Moisty Swing, sorry, nobody.
Well, the attack lineup is quite standard. You have your, well, fundamental operators, you have your 2 hard breachers, and you have your Zofia Ash plus Nomad, your 2 fraggers, and your 1 support. But on the defensive side, we saw that Bandit swap out for the Mozzie, and that is 1 additional C4. Because as we saw in the previous map, Poseidon didn't tend to bring that Nitro Cell on the Bandit, and they tend to choose the barbed wire. But seeing as this site has some hidden potential in terms of verticality, some Nitro Cell play could be incoming, and it'll be very interesting to see if Poseidon have strats including these Nitro Cells.
And we will see Zephyrex back on the Ash, and they've actually decided to bring the G36C here. And I want to get your opinion on this, nobody. Are you a G36 runner, or are you a R4C Chad like the olden days of R4C ACOG?
Oh, I was, well, not to flex, but I've been playing since Black Ice, being on PS4, and then eventually moving on to PC. So I have experienced the Ash ACOG days. And honestly, I used to like be ride or die R4C, but recently I've kind of been missing that that scope which she lost, and I have actually gravitated towards the G36C, and it's not actually as bad as people think. In fact, last round we saw Zephyrex able to pull off a few kills with that G36C, as it brings the 1.5 as well as, most importantly, the angled grip, which the R4C does not have.
You hear that, chat? He's an absolute traitor. I'm kidding. I think I have to agree. Yeah, the angled grip does provide a lot of not utility, but a lot of extra presence there. And looks like Dexter on the Mozzie will be able to get a Mozzie drone there, but they've actually forfeited all of Attic Wall now. So that's a lot of pressure that the team of Moisty Swings now have. And they, with the kind of double hard breach of Thermite instead of an Ace, you know, now you can open up those walls and kind of push Poseidon back into the corners of the map here. And so with a minute 20 on the clock, we will see Moisty Swings begin their push. Jin pushing down a lot of real far ways away down to this side, and Triceracop is going to just take out that Malaysia. A bit more utilities now. Waste still a 5v5 here with a minute 10 on the clock, and as I say, that Easy Meister takes a bit of damage here, and Jin's pushed into the corner here. The wide swing from No Joke might work out well, but nothing coming of it, and the Thermite looking just for the right time to be able to drop as Triceracop will get the opening kill onto Dexter. Now with 55 seconds left on the clock, now all the power in the side of Moisty Swings. You've got Easy Meister probably holding the cross for No Joke, and the one side kids rotate, and Jin will pick up a second kill for his team onto Torrent. That's your Legion down as well. You've lost the C4, you've lost the T5, Easy Meister going for the plant. C4 comes out, Kobe doesn't connect, no it doesn't. No Joke swings onto Jin, and now the plant is down. 40 seconds left on the clock, and looks like it's going to be a wide swing from Crazy to Look, but No Joke would get taken out by Easy Meister, so now it's a 2v3. Easy Meister on very low HP here, so very doable on the side of Team Poseidon as the Ferrex moves into the armory door to give a bit more power and presence here, and the kill into Crazy Look, that is good. Now we have a 2v2 situation here, 20 seconds left on the clock. King Coco's going to have to go a bit crazy here. Aimbot, turn it on baby, turn it on. Where's the aim lock? Where's that Kristen map? But it won't come out just yet, as the counter defuse is going to come out, and Crazy Tool, he'll have to get off it. Triceracop will take a second kill of the round, and Zephyrix will close things out for Team Moisty Swings. And looks like we just have a tiny bit of a technical difficulty here, but no worries, as we will recover our other caster. So I guess I'll fill in for what he's going to say. He's probably going to talk about, you know, the fact that, oh, Kid Storm, you know, that was a very standard hold there, very standard take, and the way in which they played that. And I believe he is back now. Hello, nobody. Are you back?
I am back. I am so sorry. I had some
No
technical,
worries, no worries.
but I should be back. Yeah, my internet just dropped out for a split second, but that was enough to, well, rip my entire.
And so now we will jump back into the round, and hopefully we can get you back onto the call with everything that you need. However, so that first round I think was very kind of well played there by Moisty Swings. They took control when they needed to, and then put that round on the board for them. Triceratops obviously getting a lovely 2k there. And, you know, I think it's just a very stock standard round, nothing that you can really pinpoint out on the side of Team Moisty Swings that they did wrong here. So what do you think they're going to bring for the second round onto the kids' defense? And it seems like I might have lost my caster again, but no worries, we will just keep going. I think personally it is a bit hard to determine how Poseidon are going to play this, and I think that, like, obviously with this round they will have to play this a lot more aggressively and actually fighting those holds, because we saw No Joke, you know, get a kill, but having to forfeit that out of control. And looks like King Coco's heard me here, because he has put himself squarely in the shower corridor with Torrent inside kitchen. And so now the rest of Moisty Swings will just drone in a lot more into the game side. They'll open up below the wall in Classroom, or what was previously known as Harambe, for the gorilla poster that was posted inside there. But now No Joke will put a bit more of intel denial on that wall with 2 minutes now on the clock. Moisty Swings will begin to open up their wall. I think it's a very interesting point to have brought Easy Meister on the Thermite instead of the Ace. Maybe Easy Meister just feels a bit more comfortable on that 5.56 rather than the AK-12, which is completely understandable. The 5.56 is a very, very strong gun there. But Woosh will now rotate his way up to the master bedroom balcony, and Easy Meister, having heard me, says, you know what, I'll prove it to you how good I am on this kill, on this gun, and he will take out Dexter. That's the second time Dexter has gone as the opening death without any without any ability to refrag off. And now Jin, with the wall open, will begin to push. Triceratops loses a bit more than 50 HP on that C4, but now that's one of your two C4s wasted. Toron is below in the green door, or the what is known as the close to rear stage, and will begin to put in. And now Toron will get an opening kill onto Jin. Easy Mice will have to drop down to try and find out where he is, but Toron's played this perfectly. He's rotated his way out. He can play aggressively if he wants to again, maybe get another kill, because that K1A absolutely will tear through that Thermite. But Easy Meister has to play this almost perfectly here. If he peeks the wrong way, that's another kill and diffuser down. 50 seconds left on the clock. Torrent's moving perfectly here. Torrent's moving absolutely perfectly here, as Easy Meister is going to have to try and find him. He's going to hide by the sandbags, but nothing will come of it. And Torrent now on the peak here. Will be able to get him. A bit of pre-fire coming out, but nothing of it. Now Easy Meister's inside split, holding down this main door here, looking for Torrent to peek wide here, and nothing will come of it. Easy Meister will rotate all the way up. That's a lot of time wasted though, and you need to have a diffuser down. And Torrent will just kind of rotate around, not having to worry too much about it. And Triceratops will nomad off Attic just to make sure that Torrent doesn't walk his way up there. Diffuser now in the hands of Triceratops. A lot of HP lost on both Easy Meister and Triceratops, and a bit more on Bush now. Very much in Poseidon's favor for this last 15 seconds of the round. One's rotating down below White. No Joke gets one on Triceratops. No Joke, however, gets traded up by Zephyrex, and now it's a 2v3 as Easy Meister double down to King Coco, and Torrent refrags on the Easy Meister. There's a refrag central over here. Crazy to look on the reef, on the trade. Cannot find the planter, however, and Zephyrex now has the ability to hold off this diffuser, as it's a 2v2 situation. Somehow Moisty swings have held this back as Wush gets one onto Torrent, and now it's a 1v2 situation for Crazy to look. He's done this before. Can he do it again? And the C4 comes out. Give it to me, baby. Yeah, there you go. There's a better down. It's now a 1v1 situation. 25 seconds left on the clock, and Crazy to look has to win this gunfight here. Yes, plays perfectly, but the barbed wire will give away his location, and then so will the drone. And the pre-fire comes out. He's going to be a lot of pre-firing. Can he win this? The pistol has to come out now. Suppressor on, but Barracks will clutch it out. Moisty swings, keep their dream alive, and take the second round. So looks like we will jump into the third round now, and we will have most likely, hopefully they decide to, yes, go downstairs into the laundry room. Thank you very, very much, Poseidon. It was a bit hard for me to watch you guys absolutely suffer through those two rounds, but you did get a lot closer. So now let's look at the way in which they're going to hold this bottom floor defense. So on the side of Poseidon, you have a very kind of standard layout there. You have people such as the Goyo, and you have the smoke. But what is interesting is that Warden pick. Now that Warden might have a C4 or have, I believe, the deployable shield, but that Warden also has the SAS shotgun, I believe the M590, and also has the pistol that comes with Clash. But looks like Dexter will bring the SMG-12 and the MPX instead. Exactly the opposite of what I said. And I believe that now we have our caster back. Hello, nobody. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, and boy, am I glad to be back. I have missed these last two rounds, but it seems to be that Moisty Swings has taken a 2-0 lead.
And just to recap you for yourself and anyone else who might have had their internet drop out, they played a very, very it was a very, very passive way that they held kids, and it came down to 1v1s in which they lost both times, I believe, on the side of Poseidon. And it's a bit unlucky, and you know, as you see by the scoreboard, you know, Easy Meister's putting in some work as the hard support there, and Zephyrex is still holding up his ground there. So I'll give it back to you this time, nobody, to let you kind of speak your mind, as I'm sure you've been waiting to do for quite a bit.
One thing I heard you say is that Easy Meister has opted to go for the Thermite over the Ace, and honestly, well, I won't lie, I was able to hear some of it, and Easy Meister has been proven useful on that Thermite. Now, not only are those hard breaches a lot bigger, allowing them to push site that much more aggressively, but he is still able to get those frags on that 5.56. But like you said, Dexter on that Warden, it's going to be interesting to see how Team Poseidon will utilize that Warden pick. Now you can see just attackers setting up their attack, preparing it, and Zephyrex waiting in construction while he's waiting at the top of garage, getting ready to push down that laundry stairs, but Toron will be ready to greet him with a pleasant welcome.
And yeah, with a minute 35 now left on the clock, Looks like, and this has been a bit more consistent about Oregon. Oh, which I was just gonna say, but Jin will get the first kill, and Jin will actually double down and get 2 kills there. I was gonna say that, you know, it looks like this is a bit more passive and takes a lot longer for each round to go, and we often see it takes a minute, minute 30 um, for an opening kill to come out. But as I say that, Jin gets wonderful 2 kills and a lot of presence there, especially inside Freezer. He'll miss the peak of the person inside the E-box section. I believe that is Dexter on the MPX, and Warden will rotate out just as the Sophia swaps up the location, and Dexter will get the refrag onto Jin, looking for 2 onto Wush, I believe, and he'll just miss the peak and get absolutely demolished for it. It's all up to No Joke now, but No Joke will go down. It's all up to King Coco now on a 1v3. We've seen him do this before. Can he make it another clutch of the day and of the match? It's a 1v3 just like last time, and Easy Meister will have the plan down. Now the pressure's on for King Coco. With 7 seconds left on the clock. He's going to have to peek right in this kitchen one. He won't be able to get Whoosh, and Moisty Swings will take 3 straight rounds in a row.
Like you said, Oregon, well, it's a map where the kills can take some time to accumulate, but as we saw, Jin was able to aggressively make his way into site and just mow down 2 of Poseidon's players. Now, unfortunately, we didn't see some insane plays coming out from that overpowered Warden pick, but we will see defenders make their way back towards the laundry side without the Warden, but with the Oryx. Now, this is a pick I can say I'm excited to see on this particular site, but no, Team Poseidon's gonna be like, not today, nobody. We're gonna 6-pick that off and swap it for Mozzie, who, with the hands of Dexter, I am still equally as excited to see.
And, you know, I can actually see why they would want to run the Oryx, most likely to try and fake out a pick for the top 4 site, because as we have both noted, you know, they have lost every single defense round as per so far. So they can choose to go back up to kids if they want to. They can choose to go to another site completely. They are not locked to this laundry site. And, you know, looking at the scoreboard now, I think it's fairly obvious to see that thank you very much, Observer. We just see people like King Coco who've just not been having a solid game, but looking at the side of Moisty Swings, they've taken 3 kills each in a very aesthetically pleasing kind of scoreboard there. So hopefully they keep it up and each get 1 kill for this 4th round here. But what do you think they're going to do different in comparison to the last round here? Nobody.
Now, last round we saw, well, a very indecisive round coming out from the start of Moisty Swings. At the start, we saw Zephrix make his way over to construction, apply a bit of pressure, then make his way over to garage, apply a bit of pressure there, but eventually we saw Jin take out the opening kills last round. And, well, Jin has just had a bit of HP potentially from fall damage, but it's going to be interesting to see if Jin is going to be able to pull off a similar type of aggression. But what's more interesting is to see if Poseidon will be expecting that and will be able to prepare for it. You can see Crazy to Look, never mind, I actually thought he was hiding in kitchen, but he is not. We can see a turtle hold coming out from the side of Poseidon with Jaeger potentially staying active on that the north stairs, maybe gonna see if he can flank sometime. But in the meantime, things are inactive as attackers just drone out the site and prepare their attack.
And I think it's very interesting to see the way that this this attack has slowed down significantly here, with Torren playing very aggressively on the laundry stairs side. And when you have to agree that in comparison to the first map of Clubhouse, this is very much a slower paced map in the way that these teams are playing this.
Now, yes, I completely agree. This is obviously a much bigger map, and you have to be a lot more careful. You cannot be blindly pushing in sight very often, because eventually the other team will punish you for it. But similarly, you cannot be sloppy droning, and Mozzie will punish Team Moisty Swings for that, as Mozzie will pick up a drone. Ash will take a little bit of HP, more than she should have from those Legion Mines, but Toron will adopt a much more aggressive angle. Never mind. But Crazy to Look will fall back from Freezer as 2 drones spot him out. Jin will be able to find Crazy to Look in that Freezer, as he's not able to run away entirely. Jin will secure control of Freezer and will just establish his dominance. He will be about to get peeked, and Jin will be taken out by King Coco on the Jaeger. shots will go through, and King Coco will find another onto Wish. Two of Moisty Swing's top fraggers. Dexter almost finds one, but Triceracop will return the favor and get King Coco. Dexter with a nitro kill, and Toron will make the score. Will make the man count 3-1, and will find a kill onto Zephyrix. But Dexter will be able to clean it up and get a kill onto Easy Meister. Quite the round for Team Poseidon, as they are able to secure their first defensive round on this map.
I think that's a wonderful statement to make, and that was quite a gruesome end to that round with the way that they pushed all into the one section. But now they'll go back up to Kids Dorms. And I think it was a very, very good way that they pushed that Poseidon held that, especially with the angles and the refrag potential. King Coco picks up 2. He dies quickly, but it doesn't matter because Torrent's on the rotate. It doesn't matter if he dies because then Dexter's on the rotate. I think it was a very smart way that they played that, and they played that very much together in a way in which they could rely on each other to just get opening picks there. But Dexter will be swapping off the traditional fragging roles and now being put onto the smoke here for this top 4 defense. So I think it's a bit of an interesting pick considering that Dexter has played more of the fragging roles of people like Diego. He's playing things such as the Mozzie or the Warden even. So I think it's a very interesting swap up. And what do you think this shows about Poseidon, the way they want to approach this 5th round?
Maybe Poseidon are slowing down things a little too much here. Now, Dexter is, well, known for his aggressiveness, but he is also renowned for his ability to survive till the very end. And honestly, that makes him picking Smoke a very good pick, as Smoke is extremely useful in that late end game. Now, it'll be very interesting to see if Smoke will be able to be useful against those plant situations, which Poseidon lost to in the very first round. Now, just to remind you guys, the attackers were able to get that plant down right next to the attic door, and defenders were struggling to regain that control, and eventually that lost them the round. And you can see that the smoke pick is to adapt towards that very first round which they lost. King Coco will be hiding in the basement on the cams, waiting for any unexpected attackers to just waltz by. And well, this all comes down to the droning of Moisty Swings and whether they're able to spot out King Coco. He could potentially do some serious damage, and he will deal some damage, but not entirely get her, and he will down her. He'll manage to finish her off, and will get killed and refragged by that Nomad. Well, a dangerous pistol fight will leave Triceracop on the Nomad with 20 HP left. Air jab's going down, and well, her life can be very easily taken away from her. Dexter, on the other hand, will be able to find Wish with that SMG-11 through the vertical angle, and that will make it a 4v3 towards the side of Team Poseidon.
A very different round coming out here on the 5th one, in which with a minute 30 left, in which most rounds we normally have 5 people still alive. This one we have already 3 people dead and 1 person below 25 HP. I believe that is the second smoke canister coming out from the smoke, which is a bit of a rash use of utility in my opinion. I think he could have used that a bit more, especially in the position that it was. And Dexter will go down for his sins. Jin taking one up on that, evening the level count 3. Jin taking a bit of damage from, I believe it was Crazy to Look, as Torrent makes the rotate up. And a lovely shot there from No Joke. He's been on the absolute prowl with that SMG-11. And there's not a lot of utility left on the side of Team Moisty Swings, as Crazy to Look is watching this door for this wide swing. He knows one's going to attic now. He's gonna have to watch the wide swing for the second one. He knows where both of them are. Thermite's gonna be waiting as Crazy to Look takes a lot of damage, and actually with 2v2 as Thermite goes down over No Joke on the 1v1 now, and Triceracop gets a double kill. Now it's 35 seconds left. It's all up to Triceracop against Torrent. Torrent on the full HP, while Triceracop has lost a significant amount of it. But the wide peak's gonna come out here. Nothing coming of it. Torrent missing out. What a lovely snap to Triceracop to finish that out. Very, very close, as we can see here on this round replay. The holographic just blocking the line of sight, but Torrent was able to hold it out, giving them their second win of the round and the first kids win.
Now, just a little bit of more aggression coming out from Triceracop could have meant that Moisty Swings take the round, but that will not be the case, as Team Poseidon will be able to secure their second round. Toron able to clean up that 1v1, saying, not today, you're not getting your fourth round, and we will take our second round. Now, this makes the scoreline just so much more closer to that 3-3 even scoreline. Now, this could be very useful for Team Poseidon on the attack, as it means that Moisty Swings has, well, it means that, sorry, I completely
Alright.
butchered that sentence there, but Moisty Swings, if they're able to secure this win, then that means that they have less rounds to win on, well, a relatively defender-sided map. But, like, defender-sided means absolutely nothing in this game, as it all comes down to the rounds. But when they eventually move over onto that, well, after halftime, Moisty Swings will have that element of surprise with their strategies to allow them to gain a few rounds at least, and that could be extremely dangerous to Team Poseidon. But if they're able to even up that scoreline, that will, I guess, increase their chances of eventually taking this map.
Yeah, and so with this last defense round, Poseidon are really going to want to put this last one on the board. And it looks like Torrent's playing hyper aggressive here, looking for the run out. And you'll know that someone's repelling up to the small tower window. So he's just going to fall back a bit. He's got the intel, so he doesn't need to push too hard now. And so with that kind of intel now gained, he doesn't really have to do much with it. He can fall off because the vigil marks will be coming out. And it looks like they're going to hold this in a very aggressive push coming out. And two members of Poseidon will die instantly. One from Jin and the other one coming from Zephyrius. So that is lovely stuff there. No Joke is also down, the person who you can most likely reliably call your player. As Triceratops goes for a peek, absolutely almost destroys Torrent, but is able to just go away with his life, as the rest of Team Moisty Swings are going to push aggressively on Torrent, and Torrent has nowhere to go. He has to just fight this 1v1, and he will lose as well. And so now it's a 2v5 scenario here for King Coco and Crazy to Look to have to hold, and Crazy to Look is having to put himself in the line of fire just to put a bit of pressure on. And with only a minute left on the clock, now it is really the time of Moisty Swings to take control of this match and this round entirely, to put the pressure on them. And now with a minute 40 on the clock, the drawing comes out. Jin did not see where Crazy to Look was. Poss don't think he's seen him yet, and looks like he will now. Now you have a minute 30 left on the clock, and Crazy Look is going to have to reposition with that Melusi. Still got the C4 though, which puts a lot of good pressure here. Ooh, just missing the swing on the people in Garage, who's there's three stacked up there, all looking for different angles and droning. But King Coco will swing wide and get the diffuser. Whoosh! Just able to get the legs of King Coco, as Crazy Look now has to worry about split. And will the wide swing come out and prove beneficial here, as Thermite will open up the wall. The Hibana peeking wide, won't be able to get the kill. Will he be able to get another one to the Thermite? No, he won't. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunate for Crazy to Look, but Moisty Swings will come out of the half on top, 4-2.
Honestly, a small part of me kind of hoped that, well, Crazy to Look would have been able to maybe give a formidable fight, but Nomad Air Jab said, nah, I don't think so. And he eventually was caught lying on the floor, and Thermite was just able to, well, get a very free and easy kill. This puts Team Moisty Swings in a two-round lead as they move into their defending half. This should be quite the advantage for them, as this means that they only have to secure 3 wins before they take the map. But this also means that Team Poseidon have to secure at least, well, they have to catch up to them first and foremost, but that means that they have to win 5 rounds before they actually get to that match point, or 4 if they're able to get it to 6-6 overtime.
And looking at this first defense round here for Moisty Swings, what I think is very interesting is that the lineup, also a bit of damage going out to Easy Meister there. Looks like that's a bit unfortunate, a little bit of a love tap there. But what I find pretty interesting about the way that Poseidon and the lineup they've got is that they've actually foregone the double hard breach here. They think that No Joke on the Thermite is going to be enough for them, and therefore they've decided to just kind of put a lot of the hard breaching power on Thermite. What do you think about that? Do you think that it is okay to still bring only 1 hard breach, or do you think that 2 should be on the board, especially given the fact that that none of them were actually banned?
comes to this site, obviously time can be an issue because most attackers will prefer to attack this like as a two-pronged attack. Some people pushing from Big Tower and some pushing from Master. And having those two hard features just makes it so much more quicker and allows them to, well, have more time to eventually put the plant down. A cheeky little angle coming out from Zephyrix will watch that garage entrance, which attackers are, well, common to enter from, but a drone will spot him out and he will eventually be forced to ditch it. Crazy to look well aware of Jaeger's position, will, well, question whether he wants to fight it, and he will choose against it, as he will choose to directly push into Master Bedroom. Attackers will drop the diffuser. I'm not sure if that was intentional, maybe potentially leaving it for a third person, but it seems to be on the floor, and if forgotten about, this could be quite detrimental towards the attackers.
And looks like the rest of Team Poseidon will file into the garage trying to find out the location of Zephyrix. He's going to have to put a lot of pressure here. He loses a lot of HP in that gunfight against Dexter. Sophia Charge would absolutely destroy him. He ducks it like the Matrix. Jin in the meanwhile will get an opening pick onto Crazy Look. King Coco with a refrag onto Zephyrix. Now it's a 4v4 situation, and we have kind of settled back a bit down. That proxy mine still going off in the main lobby as Dexter picks up the diffuser. Now King Coco will begin to just drone out a tiny bit more for his team. And no joke, pre-firing the Goyo shield, you know, someone there, very smart placement here, because the second someone jumps in, someone can just whoosh on the Wamai, can just activate that Goyo shield and fall back. That's a lot of pressure that he can apply there. And Easy Meister will double down and get the kill onto the Ash with a minute left on the clock. And now things are just starting to take their time a bit more. You still have no joke who's available to open up that wall, but only 50 seconds left. You have to start picking your fights, especially if No Joke is going to be picking this attic wall, this attic corridor so aggressively like this. He spots the peak, and Whoosh won't actually notice that he's going down. Most likely will just hear on the side. 40 seconds left. It looks like the round has slowly started to stall out here. So what do you think is going to be their final play here, Nobody? Where do you think they're going to go from there?
I'm expecting, oh, an unfortunate Goyo shield blow up will actually backfire, as Jin will take a significant amount of HP and will be left on around 40. He will look to challenge the person on Rappel, but will not be able to see him, as King Coco will be able to get a double kill and, well, punish Jin for pushing up so close. Thermite will push through that Master Bedroom breach and will look to get the plant down. But Dexter will be able to find one. No, never mind. He'll find two. And No Joke will be able to get the third and final kill, giving the round to Team Poseidon. A round which did not look theirs suddenly turned into their favor. And, well, hats off to Team Poseidon.
Yeah, wonderful. A wonderful kind of retake there, especially with King Coco picking up, I believe, 2 kills there. One on the Goyo and another one, I believe, on the, I think it was the on the mute, I believe, but oh, sorry, on the Jaeger. But yeah, wonderful stuff there. And now it looks like they're going to bring that second hard breacher of Ace as well. And you know, I think that's makes a lot of sense. Ace has those smoke grenades. Thermite has flashes to clear utility. Both have very good guns, and you're not really forfeiting any utility by not bringing a actually, I mean, you are forfeiting the Nomad, but I think that the Twitch is they have confidence in the way that they drone, so it sets them up really well. But it looks like they'll be going back to kids, so they'll try for something similar to last time. Now, do you think that round should have been won by Poseidon, or do you think that it was just a bit unlucky on the side of Moisty swings and nobody?
Now, honestly, if you asked me, well, when there was 30 seconds left on the clock, I would have said that that was Moisty Swing's round. But that crucial call that, hey, look, we need to change this up. Obviously, Thermite said, I have no hope pushing from attic. So they gave him the call, and he decided to push in from Master Bedroom. And after I saw that, honestly, I was like, okay. And this could have been like anyone's round for the taking. And, well, Poseidon went ahead and took it with some, well, good communication and good shot calling coming in. Zephyrix will be able to find King Coco 20 seconds into the round, giving them the opening kill and a one-man advantage right from the get-go. But he will be left on 40 HP. Now, the Jaeger honestly fulfilling his role of getting those opening kills and, well, having aimbot. He will jump out a little too aggressively. but he will find no one, and no one will find him. Toron will try and like push him from meeting side, but they are unaware. In the meantime, he'll clear out that utility from below and allow that thermite to open up the attic wall.
Now, this is the engagement that we've all been waiting for. The Ash and the Jaeger, battle of the fraggers. And it looks like Torrent is going to try and figure out where the hell this Jaeger is. Jaeger, however, just has to waste time, especially considering that a minute on the round has already been lapsed. And so Torrent instead will drone to try and find out where this Jaeger is. He's going to spot him. Will the pre-fire come out? No, it won't. And Torrent could actually lose this gunfight here if Zephyrix plays this right. And Zephyrix will now rotate all the way up to the lobby stairs. And he's gone. He's out of there in a flash at 2 speed. Now working in favor. And he's rotated all the way back up to his attic. And he's dropping down the hatch. Here we go. The rotate around is going to be an absolutely wonderful pick here. And Torrent's going to lose a lot of HP here, but roughly about 60. And now the peak. All Zephyrix has to do is wait and just hold on for dear life, while the rest of his team can just give him some time to live here with a minute 15 left on the clock. No one else is pressuring this Jaeger. No joke, is the only one who could be possibly in the vicinity to do so, and Torrent is the only one who's just holding this. They've just kind of forced themselves to have to worry about this Jaeger, especially considering that Crazy 2 Look has now pushed himself into the walk-in closet. Torrent now beginning, I believe, to push himself into split, and is now looking for the call to push out the Jaeger. I believe Crazy to Look is trying to get the wall open, but there's nothing of it. And Torrent is holding this. Torrent is being held back by this Jaeger. The drop comes out onto the bone joke, but nothing will come of it. Triceracop will get one to Dexter, and Crazy to Look will also go down. 2v4. He did not notice Jin in the corner there, who's hiding like a little bit of a rat. Torrent, however, will refrag onto, I believe it was a Ferrex, and now it is a 1v4 all up to Torrent.
Now, a wonderful job coming out from the side of Zephyrix, and well, as I say that, Jin will be able to take the round for Moisty Swings as he will find that last frag onto the Ash. Now, like I was saying before, Jin very rudely interrupted me with that wonderful kill. He did a wonderful job at wasting a lot of the attacker's time. Now, not only was he cornered multiple times and was able to, well, dodge his way, dodge and weave, and he was able to find his way into garage, which is not a position you want to be when attackers are swarming all of your exit points. But he was still able to hold his own for quite some time, deal some damage to Ash, and eventually he fell, but not without taking at least one person and wasting at least 2 minutes.
And I think as well, something to note in that is that, it's not always about getting kills. It's not always about, being able to have flashy gunfights. In Siege, you can play like the way that Zephyrix did, just holding out sight, just holding them back, forcing them to dedicate utility or manpower to clear him out. Even if he doesn't get a kill in that gunfight, which I don't think he did, it doesn't matter, because now you can just walk away free. You can walk away knowing that you've done your part for your team. And so Zephyrix now on the vigil, which is even worse for Team Poseidon in terms of being able to hold them back and to force them to dedicate utility to it. But I think the first time we've seen a Kaid today, and I wonder how they're going to use it.
Now, Kaid often has this very tricky spot, which is in fact inside supply room and is able to, well, electrify that hatch, which isn't meeting. Now that hatch and meeting is a key part towards getting control of that site, especially if you want to push supply and get a default plant down. Toron will make his way to small tower, completely unaware. Will he decide to drone it out? But, I mean, he is on the Ash. Never mind, he will decide to drone it out, but he is currently unaware that Zephyrix, the Vigil, is hiding inside. Some poor droning could cost him his life, and he, well, it's unclear if he knows, but will eventually spot him, and, well, he will get instantly killed by that Ash. A beautiful headshot. In the meantime, No Joke will find another headshot onto Jin, and it is now a 5v3. This is not looking very good for the side of Moisty Swings. And, well, 2 minutes in the round, and a third falls. Dexter will find Whoosh, and will also find Triceracop, but will get traded out by the Kaid. A poor Nitro Cell will mean that No Joke will be able to find Easy Meister, and Poseidon will go with an almost flawless round, but, well, a very dominant one nonetheless.
Yeah, I think there's a wonderful stuff there coming out on the side of Poseidon, really putting that aggression to heart. They get two opening picks and said, you know what, screw it, we're just gonna go in. And because they know they have the manpower to be able to refrag off each other, and that kind of faith in your own ability and that faith in your aiming ability, really sets a stage for the way that they can play. And this is a much better scoreline that we saw coming out in comparison to um the way that they played the previous. Actually, no, it's actually quite similar to the way they played Clubhouse. Actually, going into the half 4-2 and then salvaging it back every single round. Um, so maybe this is going to be a consistent theme for this map and the next few maps ahead of us as we jump back into the military defense for the defending side. And do you think Ferrex is going to play as aggressively, or what do you think he's going to play? Do you think he's going to play small tower, or maybe hold white backstairs?
Now, Zephyrix last time was, I guess, banking on the attacking side to make a few mistakes and eventually potentially miss him with their with droning. But you cannot, I guess, gamble on the attackers not doing their fundamental duties, and well, that's why it cost him his life. But now we sort of saw him adopt a position inside classroom, which is a little more of a flexible position, allowing him to rotate potentially up the white stairs or down that freezer stairs, but also allow him to gain control of garage and main entrance. This could be, well, I guess we can see that Zephyrix is learning from his last round's mistakes and could potentially pose more of a threat than he did last round.
And a lovely little opening there just above the armory door for that bottom floor for that bottom floor push into the laundry stairs. And that's probably something that Zephyrix is going to play, considering he's using utility there. And Dex is going to use his utility, but gets absolutely goddamn sniped by Jin on that vector. He doesn't need a 1.5 scope. Get rid of it anyway. He's got the holographic. And that would be Jin's, I believe that is his 5th opening kill in this map alone onto Dexter, and that is like a really good precedent for Moisty Swings to take the rest of this round. King Coco on his twist string gonna go a bit zappy zap, but Jin is holding this fort down, this pillar. He is their castle, but not actually real castle, and will start to take firing from the Ash, a bit of Gunkai here and there, Vector versus R4C, battle of the high ROFs, but the Goyo will be forced out of his position now. That's crazy looking. King Coco going to swing on wide, and there's going to be someone supporting him. I believe that's Triceracop on the SMG11, and Triceracop will actually get 1 or 2 crazy 2. Look, that's your Ace dead, and now Jin get a second kill onto Torin. That's your Ash dead, and King Coco has just watched his teammates die all around him as there's nothing left for them to salvage, and Jin will pick up a 3rd kill on this round in a 1v5 situation. Now, for no joke, he's going to just hold on as Hibana, most likely trying to find a different point of entry, try and find those 1v1 gunfights, because as most people say, you can't win a 1v5, but you can win 5 1v1s. And so No Joke will win his first 1v1 against the Ferrex, and now he has to play this a lot better. Now by destroying that mute down there, he's going to be able to open up the E-box and the hatch wall. And with 55 seconds left on the clock, he's just going to take out King Coco a tiny bit more, make sure that he's dead. And with 50 seconds left on the clock, now this is where Poseidon needs to start taking a few more gunfights, because there's not much time left, and now all of the defenders know that you're here. Easy Meister holding it, but he's going to rotate back to a safer position and allow the Jaeger to kind of have a bit more fun. Triceracop using 2 of his 3 smoke canisters, and now he's got 1 left, as No Joke will most likely hold out, try and get a pick or 2, and see what he can do with it. He's going to wide peek, Easy Meister, and he'll get the second kill there. There's a second 1v1 actually won, but now can he make it 3? If he makes it 3, this is a lot more doable here, especially but he doesn't need to be worried about Jin, who's going to pick wide here. And the flash goes out. He knows that Jin is somewhere in the location. He's also watching out for Whoosh, and he's going to not worry about Jin, and Jin will actually just swing wide, getting a 4k on the round. Wonderful stuff there from the side of Moisty Swings, I believe, to put them to match point. Sorry, map point.
Now, this is a completely different outcome to what we saw. Like just a few rounds before, where it's a back and forth between 2 very good teams, well, dominating, well, different rounds. I mean, just last round we saw Poseidon perform extremely well, but this round we saw the complete polar opposite, and Team Moisty Swings goes to map point. We can see Pulse swapping out onto the Mute, Easy Meister's more comfortable pick, and we will see an interesting gridlock pick from King Coco. Now, I will say that last round, Zephyrix didn't really meet our expectations, you could say, and, well, he wasn't able to, I guess, perform as well as he could have. Now, eventually, Poseidon was able to punish him for that by, like, him getting that kill, but it's still very interesting to see Zephyrix return to that Jaeger pick, although he hasn't given his best.
And so, looking at the scoreboard right now, it's obvious to see who's been putting a lot of work for this map. Thank you very much, Insane, who is our wonderful observer and spectator enabler. As you can see, Jin putting up a 2.0 KD with that 14.7, which makes a lot of sense because he's fragging roll and Triceracop also putting in some hard yards there. Unfortunately for Poseidon, that their fraggers haven't been able to pull through to quite the same extent, but this gridlock is going to go a bit crazy here, and a wonderful wallbang onto Zephyrix. Makes a lot of sense if you think about it, because he's known that Zephyrix has been there every time and time again, and he's died to Zephyrix actually in the second defense round and kids. So he goes, you know what, I'm just going to pre-fire, who even cares? And he gets the free pick off of that. Wonderful stuff there to start off the round for Poseidon.
Now, Zephyrix is probably also getting a little bit annoyed with himself, as this is almost the third time that he has been picked off very early into the round, and obviously he's not happy about it and his teammates are probably not happy about it, but Moisty Swings isn't the lead, so I guess that makes up for it somewhat. Shots go down, and Jin, the top fragger, will be downed by what I'm assuming is Crazy to Look on the ace. He will get revived, but he will be left on 20 HP. King Coco will be able to find Easy Meister, a swift headshot, and King Coco will find a second onto Whoosh from Trophy. Attackers, Toron making his way into sight, but will get killed by Triceracop, but King Coco will take his position, completely unaware to the defenders. Jin will return to his regular spot on top of the table, but King Coco is well aware of this and will get a quad kill. Triceracop will get a second kill, but Dexter will be able to clean it up and get Triceracop to secure Poseidon another round to their name.
Wonderful stuff there. The individual performance from King Coco, he absolutely heard what I've been saying and said, you know what, Sword, I'm gonna make you eat your words, and he gives me an absolute spicy little 4K to contend with. And I'm not sure exactly where it all fell apart for Team Moisty Swings. You know, they seem to be playing the normal way they used to, and it just all kind of disappeared at the end of it. Especially with the way that Zephyrix died very early on, and I think that now King Coco feeling a bit good with the gridlock pick will stick it, and maybe this is the start of something new, nobody. Maybe this is the comeback that we've all been waiting for.
Now, the obvious question is, will this go into overtime? What do you think?
I'm gonna keep my goddamn mouth shut because Caster's curse means that I would love to see. I would absolutely love to see overtime. But I feel like now that I've said it, it's not gonna be overtime. I feel like out of nowhere, you know, Easy Mice is gonna come in with a 360 no scope with that shotgun or some crazy stuff like that. So with the final round of regulation, I'm all now hope for OT, but I know what's coming ahead of me. I'll be honest, nobody. What about you? What do you think?
Honestly, this is the fourth time I think that Moisty Swings has, the third time that Moisty Swings has returned to the site, and I think that eventually they're going to get the hang of it. I think that Zephyrix has definitely learned his lesson, and honestly, I'm expecting great things out of him now that he has. And I honestly think that this could be the round where Moisty Swings takes it again in potentially a 7-5 win.
And Zephyrix is going to be holed up by that pillar, and he's just going to wait for most likely the attackers to rotate into T1 or T2 of the attic to be able to... Oh no, Dexter, that's not a good start for you, my friend. But let's hope that they aren't on cams and that you can instead focus on hitting heads, as the rest of Team Poseidon will most likely join him in to make sure attic is clear. No joke, making sure that attic and the kids rotate is clear, as Torrent on the IQ holding the diffuser will now push his way up. that proxy mine, again spotting out Torrent, who would spot out, I believe, on the second defense round. But now a lot of utility being used up here from Poseidon, and Crazy 2 looks taking up a lot of damage. Zephyrix on the rotate. Whoosh, however, will get the opening pick. I think that's his first opening pick for him. No, sorry, it is the second opening pick in this series for him. And Zephyrix playing this absolutely passive as all hell, as he is waiting and just waiting for the right moment to strike, as the rest of Team Moisty swings will give him intel, and Zephyrix is rotated his way up. He knows there's no drones there, but he will just come out of it alive as Jin gets another kill onto Crazy 2. Looks like Caster's curse has come to bite me in the ass once again, nobody, as a 3v5 situation is what Poseidon are staring down in this last round of regulation, and Torrent will be able to get a refrag onto Jin, putting us at a 4v3, but Torrent's lost a lot of HP, and now they have to find another way to push with a minute 10 left on the clock. What do you think about this, nobody? Do you think that Poseidon can keep this one back?
Now, their players I feel that they're in very awkward positions. You can see that Dexter is a little bit trapped inside Attic, but never mind, he will find one, as he will make this a 3v3. He will find two, but Easy Meister will also find two with a double kill. Now it's a 1v2 Dexter versus Zephyrix and Easy Meister. This could go either way, as Dexter takes the side, but no, Zephyrix will eventually learn his lesson and will get a kill in God knows how many rounds. I am so happy for him, and honestly, it's the best way to wrap up the second map.
And so now the second map will go to Moisty Swings. Moisty Swings putting themselves very much in the firing line now. We have a possible end to this absolutely wonderful best of 3. And although it has been a 2-0 scoreboard so far, I think it does not do justice to the power and the kind of fight that Poseidon have brought. But just before we jump into what could be the final map, we need to have a little bit of a 5-minute break just for the players to relax a tiny bit. So before we jump into our final map, which will our possible final map, or our third map, which is Theme Park, we're going to take a little bit of a 5-minute break, and we will see you soon.
And all the words you speak mean nothing more to me, 'cause let's start over now. Rewind, and I won't let you go. I need you by my side. I need you by my everything that brought me alive. Going around like nonsense, playing with the monsters. They brought me alive, but got no alibi. It's a lover's fight without an alibi. Took my hands without an alibi. Smoking gun, you got me on the run. We know that will come. We're out up till dawn, but how can I hide it without an alibi? It's a lover's fight without an alibi. Took my insides. I can't wait no longer. I'm playing with the monsters. Everything that brought me alive. Going around like nonsense, playing with the monsters. They brought me alive, but got no alibi. It's a lover's fight without an alibi. Took my hands without an alibi. Empty hearts and neon lights. They're playing with my mind. Gotta get out of here tonight. Oh, I wanna run off and fly. And I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone. Just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking. Oh, 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 oh. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver. No more heartbreaks, tears, painkillers. Take me somewhere unfamiliar. Bring me back to where we started out. Get me out of now. To where we started out. Get me out of now. To where we started out. La 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 la, oh oh. Get me out of broken hearts and starting fights, turning truth to lies. Gotta get up, stop wasting time. Yeah, I wanna run off and fly. And I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone. Just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking. Oh, 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 oh. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver. No more heartbreaks.
let's do it. Get up. We want you to get on your feet. Stand up, stand up. Come on, get loose with the heat. Right now. Pick your body till you black out. So get the fuck up. Cause we gon' light up this place. We got that business for days. Tokyo GA from the outer space. So cover and dock, you're out of luck, we don't give up. Yeah, we're going up, next floor is us, you're riding with us. Get up. We want you to get on your feet. Stand up. Come on, get loose with the heat.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back towards the Malaysian Community Cup Season 1 Grand Finale. We have joined with us, we have Team Poseidon and Team Moisty Swings getting ready to go into the third map. I am your caster, Nobody, and joined with me is the famous Salt.
Well, I wouldn't say famous, but we are absolutely here and ready to rock in what could be our final map in this best of 5. The score line currently is 2-0 to Moisty Swings, and I don't know about you, Nobody, but I feel like even though it's a 2-0 scoreline, I feel like it doesn't do justice to the power that Poseidon have brought for these two maps. They have absolutely put up a wonderful fight here. I believe they went 7-4, 7-5, 7-4. So I think on this last map they can really show us what they're made of here.
I'm gonna correct you there. They went 7-5 on both their
Oh,
games.
did
have
they?
been
Damn,
proven to
okay.
be a very strong team and have
My
challenged
bad.
a potential overtime in both of their games, but have not been able to take it quite as yet. Now, this is the third map. This is Theme Park, and this is Poseidon's pick. But nevertheless, this is also one of Moisty Swing's popular maps, as they have previously in this tournament gone 7-0, beating Team Gravity on Theme Park.
Well, I need to say, just in response to that, I believe Poseidon in their semifinals won it on a 7-1 victory. So not too far behind Poseidon are, but looks like we'll have our final bands. Nothing really too dangerous here, nothing too crazy. I think the only thing that would be swapped out is a nomad, but even that makes sense. Wouldn't you agree? Nobody. I think a nomad makes a lot of sense because you just want to prevent the you want to have the roamer ability available. You want to prevent those air jabs from causing a bit too much damage.
Once again, Theme Park is a very big map, much like Oregon. And like we saw last game, the Nomad proved to be quite the pain, as she caught, I think, 3 air jabs. And like, that's just, if you ban her off, you don't have to worry about any of those. But like we saw towards the end of last round, King Coco will tease us with that gridlock pick, but will eventually 6-pick onto the Buck, while Jin will swap from the Bandit towards the Goyo, losing that hard breach denial, but doesn't seem to matter when you have such a powerful operator like Goyo, who we saw Jin dominated with last map.
And I wonder as well how much of that is influenced by the fact they have a Maverick on the board. So, the band is probably thinking, there's not too much point in holding, especially when they can open it up so many different ways. But they have decided to actually go bunk for this first round. Instead of going for Throne Armory or even Drug and AK, they decided to go for bunk, which I think is a bit of an interesting pick here because they decided that they want to hold this and they do the standard hold of holding, extending the hold into initiation and the office / vault area, but I wonder exactly what they've got in store or what they kind of plan to do with this bunk side pick here. What do you think that they've picked bunk for?
Now, obviously, there have been many popular strategies which involve both Goyo and this very site. Now, this is one of the key shields in the strategy, and the second will be Goyo playing in that vault area. Now, I am almost sure that that is where Jin will be playing, and yeah, he is. Now, the purpose of this is that Jin can control any attackers pushing in from the cache side, while Whoosh, who is playing inside of initiation, will be able to control anyone pushing in from control room. Now, this allows them to create a cross angle onto the waiting room, which is the room connecting those two. And that just prevents a nice kill tunnel for the defending side and makes it extremely hard for the attacker to push. But attackers will decide that we don't want to push from there, and we'll choose to push from cafeteria, which is the complete opposite side.
And I think that's a good way to approach it, especially when you have so much utility set up on the other side. But Triceracop will most likely hear a sound call. That Crazy to Look is somewhat posted up there. And now Poseidon will begin to open up that bunk wall. I believe that is the daycare wall actually, as Dexter now on the rotate has rotated with King Coco on this other side now as they begin to pressure this initiation side. They've decided to go for a bit of a bait and switch tactic in which they bait the opponents into believing that they're going to go one way and stop the other. But King Coco now knows that there's a pulse somewhere nearby, most likely on the initiation pillar. And so that means that he has to play this very carefully because a lot of intel can be fed to the team of Moisty swings. And so now they're beginning to hold this a lot more passively. Much like Oregon, we're going to see 1 minute 30 minute on the clock before any real frags come out. Whoosh is going to start pushing a bit more aggressively as King Coco opens up from below. Jin, losing a bit more than 25 HP here, is now having to defend this office from Vol with all of his life against the Ash of Torrent. Torrent's going to start peeking, pre-firing left, right, and center. Can he win this opening gunfight? Yes, he can. That's Torrent with the first kill. Dexter doubles down to Whoosh. Triceracop gets refrag on Crazy to Look, but King Coco will also double down onto Easy Meister, and now very much in the position, and Torrent will get a second kill for himself, and now it's a 4v1. Triceracop very much stuck in a position here by the wall. He'll have to rotate all the way back in, but looks like Poseidon will start off their first round with a good opening statement as No Joke puts the diffuser down. Oh, a wonderful shot there from No Joke to give Poseidon that first round.
A matter of seconds, and well, that smoke could have written a completely different story, taking out No Joke, but he hesitated, and that small period of time allowed No Joke to, well, flick back up and get that kill.
And yeah, I think that's like very interesting. Just how well they pushed through that. I think there wasn't a lot of denial on the side of Moisty swings to be able to deny the push, especially coming from the Ash of Torrens, who I think even had someone else to back him up in that defensive round. In that attack in case he was lost for the refrag there. But wonderful stuff from the Ash. That's exactly what you want to see from your entry frag. And I feel a bit ashamed. Well, not ashamed, but I feel like there could have been more that was done in the previous maps with the Ash. And now it's good to see that the Ash is coming into fruition. And looks like we will have a bit of a technical delay just as the game decides to load in. We might have we have a crash, a classic siege crash. Most likely we'll go for a rehost here, but because of the rules, they will have to stick the same operators and the same site. But most likely we will have to go to a break, and we will see you as soon as possible.
I'm done feeding your lies. I've had enough. I can't run your place in this faulty game. And all the words you speak mean nothing more to me. 'Cause let's start over now. Rewind. And I won't let you go. I need you by my side. Everything that brought me alive. Going wrong like nonsense, playing with the monsters. They brought me alive, but got no alibi. It's a lover's fight without an alibi. Took my innocence without an alibi. Smoking gun, you got me on the run. We know that will come. We're out up till dawn, but how can I hide it without an alibi? It's a lover's fight without an alibi. Took my innocence. I can't wait no longer. I'm playing with the monsters. Everything that brought me alive. Going wrong like nonsense. Playing with the monsters. They brought me alive, but got no alibi. It's a lover's fight without an alibi. Took my innocence without an alibi. Empty hearts and neon lights. They're playing with my mind. Gotta get out of here tonight. Oh, I wanna run off and fly. And I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone. Just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking. Oh, 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 oh. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver. No more heartbreaks, tears, painkillers. Take me somewhere unfamiliar. Bring me back to where we started out. Get me out of now. To where we started out. Get me out of now. To where we started out. La 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 la, oh, oh. Get me out of broken hearts and starting fights. Turning truth to lies. Gotta get up, stop wasting time. Yeah, I wanna run off and fly. And I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone. Just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Malaysian Community Cup Grand Finals. We have just figured out all the technical difficulties. Siege is being Siege once again, the absolute esport ready game that it is. But now we're ready to jump back into the game between Poseidon and Moisty Swings. We are on the third and possibly the final map here. And I am your caster, Sort Shape, and I am joined by a good friend of mine, Nobody. And we are having the absolute time of our lives casting this absolute barn burner of a final. So what do you think about that first round there that came on the bunk defense?
Now that was quite the setup we had from defense. We saw that they had everything planned, but what they didn't have planned was that they were going to lose their gunfights, which obviously you can't in that position, especially like Jin and Whoosh. They both two of Moisty Swing's strongest players lost both of their crucial gunfights, giving away the control of initiation and office respectively, and that just allowed Poseidon to punish them and take control of Bung, which led to a plant and led to a win. So there's not much to say other than that.
Yeah. And so moving into the second round, they'll bring a very familiar lineup for both sides. Nothing really out of the ordinary here. And I wonder how much like Moisty Swings took the time in that technical pause to just really think about what they can do and what they can bring to this round. Because this could very like Poseidon and Moisty Swings, as we've both noted before, have a very strong presence on this map. I believe you said Moisty Swings won this last time 7-0, and Poseidon won their last outing on Theme Park 7-1. So this is a map that both teams are very familiar with. So what can they do to kind of disrupt it, and what can they do to really bring up the pain? That's what we're going to have to find out today. And so we will move on to first the defense here with Triceracop playing very aggressively again on that cafe corridor here. And looks like they will go to just for a straight office push, unlike last time in which they tried to peek around cafe.
A bomb has been located.
Now, Castle wasn't actually an operator we saw in the last round, but he is chosen in this round, and that gives Jin a little more breathing room and potentially allows him to catch anyone's feet who pushes bathroom. Now you can see drones coming through, and well, Whoosh actually shoots a couple of shots, but will find no one. Ash charges go off to clear some utilities, and King Coco will try and challenge Whoosh, but Whoosh isn't really paying attention. Dexter will take out that castle barricade, and now the pressure is on Jin to win these gunfights and, well, eventually win the round.
I think as well with the way that they're going to have to play this extended hold with Easy Master White going for a peek here, but he's being pressured by this Goyo Shield, which will go for the ending side, and he will get another opening pick, his third of the series, and Torren will get the refrag onto Jin, putting us back at a 4v4 situation. King Coco dying again, which is very important as you buck. And a lot of pre-fire coming out from Dexter, narrowly missing Whoosh's head. But they have, a little bit of pre-fire again, with nothing coming out of it. Wallbang, nothing there. Whoosh is very much trapped in this position. He's got a bit more, 25 HP on this one, and he won't be able to get a kill on Dexter. Dexter being able to pick up a second, but there's still one more inside initiation. He's just gonna barely miss the castle, as Crazy to look will find him and blow him out. And Easy Mice now being droned out. It's a 4v3 situation. Easy Mice just has to hold for his life here, because with 45 seconds left on the clock, if he can just hold this position, which he can't, now the positioning is all in Poseidon's favor. Dexter with another kill on the round. Wonderful stuff there, as all of Poseidon begin to collapse on this site. Triceracop holding down the cafe door hallway as Zephyrex will go down. Wonderful shot there from Triceracop onto Torren. And they've left Diffuser actually on top of the site, way above the site, on the roof actually. So now it's down to 15-second push here. They have to find where Triceracop is. And I think Poseidon have just realized this. Oh my god, Poseidon, this is a huge mistake. But Crazy to will salvage the round. And what could have possibly been a very catastrophic round that would have gone to the side of Moisty swings in the favor of Poseidon instead.
That was very close to being a very unfortunate round for the side of Poseidon, but I mean, that Bolo charm just allowed him to find the kill. But now we will see the defenders move down towards Armory and Throne, eventually giving up on that Bunk and Daycare hold. You can see operators such as Vigil, Pulse, Jaeger, Mute, and Mozzie. Pulse swapping off to the Maestro, getting rid of that Nitro, but no worries, we still have Mozzie and Mute, the iconic combo, who each bring two nitro cells. Now, this will allow for some vertical play, which we can obviously assume that Buck will be trying to do. And it'll be very interesting to see if the defenders are able to potentially catch at least one attacker in this vertical play.
And ooh, a lovely little introduction of the hard breach secondary gadget on King Coco. And that's going to be really, really important, especially for opening up the things such as the hatch. Because the thing about the bringing two hard breaches is that you often sacrifice possible soft breaching utility if you're bringing a Hibana over a Buck, let's say. But if you don't bring a second hard breach, it can be really, really hard for you to kind of open up those walls and open up things like the hatch. So King Coco, with that secondary hard breach, is now providing a bit more utility for the team and still being able to have soft breach on standby. But I don't know about you, nobody, I'm sure as someone who played for Black Ice, I'm missing a bit of buck nades. I'm gonna be honest. I just want buck nades back. That's all that's all I long for in my life. I'm not sure about you.
Honestly, while I definitely do miss them, and while he definitely was in a better position with those frag grenades, I definitely do think that he honestly was maybe a little just too strong. And I will say I definitely did see this change coming, and I personally think that the new hard breach gadget, and I think Claymores, is a wonderful addition to his kit.
And so now we will see the way in which Poseidon will most likely begin their top floor attack, trying to flush out these Romans. It's very interesting to note the fact that both the Mozzie and the Jaeger have put themselves very much in the cafe side rather than on the office and initiation side, which they have just decided to kind of forfeit to the side of Poseidon. And a lot of sides coming out here, but Poseidon absolutely just taking control, running around and around the entirety of that east side. Now that Dexter is having someone join him in, the entire team can push together to clear out the site. And I think arguably it's better if you take control of initiation and office as attack, because when you have that soft breach, you can open up directly above site and allow your hard breaches to push things such as the yellow wall. But now we will see the way in which Moisty Swings will hold this, as three members are stacked up here, and Seferix will take a few gunfights, but nothing will come of it. I think the hard breach utility being used on this bunk wall instead of the hatch, so correct me if I'm wrong. But Zephyrix will now hold the tight angle to anyone who picks Jin. Will take a bit more than 25, a bit more than 50 HP, a bit less than 50 HP of damage, but Whoosh will swing wide and pick up a second opening pick for this map on to Torrent, who is the IQ. A wonderful pick there that clears a lot of ability for utility to be removed.
Now, one thing I'm worried about is definitely Poseidon's utility in this round. We can see, well, Zofia bringing her 2 concussion and 2 impact grenades, but you only have 3 flashbacks from the side of Twitch. Now, if that Twitch is taken out very early, that could make it extremely difficult for the attackers to take out some of the utility, such as those Maestro camps. Zephyrix, in the meantime, will be taken out probably by King Coco on the 2nd floor, but it doesn't look like the attackers are completely aware of it, although they soon will be, and will be able to clean them up. Dexter almost falls down towards the smoke, but never mind, Whoosh will be able to find him, but he will get traded by No Joke, who makes his way into site. Twitch also making his way back into site. Now it's the defenders who have to retake it, as No Joke will be able to find him, and the defenders will be able to clean up the round.
Oh, very unfortunate positioning there from No Joke, who put himself right in the line of fire of that Maestro. It made a lot of sense, the positioning, because of where he had to move, but very unfortunate that he wasn't able to put it down. So as a result of that, Poseidon will take their first L of this map and give Moisty Swing a bit of a W there. What do you think about the rest of this half now that we are just past the halfway mark of this Moisty Swing's defense, Nobody?
Now, honestly, I think that Moisty Swings just needed a little bit of motivation, which they got in winning that round. And now we can see that they are returning to bunk and daycare, which could either be a very smart decision or a dumb mistake, which they will now be making for, I think, the 3rd time. But it'll be up to how the players perform and whether the kills are able to come through, because the real issue with their hold over here is that they are unable to keep control of their extension, and that just allows the attackers to gain that momentum after they clear it and eventually take control of Bunk, the weaker defended site.
And I think as well with the way in which Poseidon have been playing, it feels like a bit of a different team in comparison to what we've seen in the past 2 maps. So maybe this is a bit of the start of the comeback. Maybe this is where they run it back. But I think looking at the scoreboard right now, it's very obvious to see just how Dexter and King Coco have been kind of putting the rounds here and there, back and again, especially with the previous rounds. Special shout out, however, to Whoosh, who's picked up 2 opening picks in the last 3 rounds. And in comparison, they did not pick up any opening picks on club. Sorry, they picked up 1 opening pick in Clubhouse and only 1 opening pick in Oregon. So putting in the hard work as a fragger in that respect. So moving into this, how do you think that they're going to adapt this defense for the 3rd time around of the Bunk defense?
One thing I've noticed is that Whoosh has actually chosen to swap off that Wamai and pick up the Melusi instead. Now, like you've said in the past, Melusi is that crowd control operator, and she is able to slow down those attackers with those Banshee gadgets and force them to use their very precious utilities such as Ash charges as well as Zofia charges, which we will see. But this also means that that Whoosh has reinforced the Bunk wall and will mean that Zephyrix, if he does face a lot of pressure, is trapped inside initiation. Jin will be adopting his previously held position towards the side of Vault, but not quite in it, just behind the soft wall right beside. The attackers are looking towards potentially attacking it from both the sides, Cafe and Cash, but Jin will be able to find Toron, who blindly walks into sight, making the scoreline, making the man count 4-5. Dexter will make his way into the freely gifted office and will make his way into waiting room. King Coco similarly will take control of initiation, and now it's up to the hard breachers to take control of Bunk. Crazy to Look will get down by Triceracop on the SMG-11 and finished off with one of his smoke grenades. Now, this could have been a poor use of his smoke grenades, as those could be extremely crucial in the endgame, but nevertheless it's secure to kill, so it matters for something.
And
Jin able to get a
go for it. Nobody.
Jin able to get a double kill onto Dexter, who once again pushes in from waiting room, and this is a common theme in the attackers as they just push. But Jin will rip a nitro cell, but will decide not to throw it. Never mind, he will find one and damage, no joke, to 5 HP. Just a slither of HP left on his life, and he is stuck in a very awkward 1v5 situation with less than 5 HP. That's less than 1 HP for every single operator that is alive on the side of defense, and is definitely looking towards a Moisty Swings round.
Well, all you need is 1 HP in a dream, so I absolutely believe in no joke to be able to pull off something absolutely spectacular here. And he's going to find himself getting taken out at the very first opportunity. A flawless round for Moisty Swings there. And I think that's a very telling sign when Jin swings in and gets a 3k there. So I think very well done on his part to be able to push team Moisty Swings over. Also, in addition to that, I think there's a bit of utility that was a bit forgotten, a bit lost on the side of Poseidon. They seem to have forgotten that there was a bulletproof cam just placed inside waiting room that was absolutely unanswered for, and most likely granted the kill onto King Coco and the people inside that waiting room side, because they just didn't clear it at all. And so we will see the 5th round take us to the lab storage, leaving only initiation as our unplayed
Attackers need to locate and
site
defuse
here.
bombs.
But looks like we are going to have a similar lineup coming on the side of the attack, and defense will opt to bring the Valkyrie instead, so opting for a bit more utility and a bit more intel on the side of 1C on the extra C4. Jin will also opt to bring the bulletproof camera again, I believe, instead of the barbed wire. And what do you think about that choice to bring the bulletproof instead of barbed wire?
Now, on a site like Dragon Lab, you have very few entry points actually, and very few usage for barbed wire, which is well, I guess an understandable decision because
5
last round
seconds
we
left
saw
before
that
insertion.
Poseidon made the very easy mistake of
objective is to
ignoring
defuse
a
the
bulletproof
bomb.
camera, and that allowed Jin to, well, get the amount of kills which he did last round, which was a very juicy triple kill. And similarly, if Jin is able to make use of that bulletproof camera again, it could allow him to potentially produce a similar outcome as we saw last round.
And so yeah, this is the first time that they have gone to the to the first floor site of lab and storage. So we'll see the way in which Poseidon tackle this new challenge up on hand. It looks like they will go by first taking control of initiation, working their way across, and then going for verticality. On the side of Poseidon, I do note that they have lost 3 drones out of their 10, so a bit of utility already kind of wasted there. King Coco most likely going to put up the hard breach secondary gadget there, and Zephyrix taking a bit of a gunfight, I believe, with Torrent, but falling off just to give himself some more space there.
Zephyrix surviving on a slither of HP as Toran aggressively pushes up towards him. Well aware of both of their positions, Toran will almost get killed out, but he will be able to find Zephyrix before he's taken out just yet. Dexter will be taking out Triceracop, who decides that 1 kill's enough and he'll drop the hatch and fall back towards site. Left on just 20 HP, Toron is now, well, it's now a 4v4 as both teams have, well, refragged one another. Attackers slowly starting to take control of the top floor site as they prepare to push potentially a drug lab.
With that Buck opening up the cafe corridor, especially inside cafe, now a lot of control has been given to the side of Poseidon. Even though it's a 4v4, I think a lot of pressure and control and momentum exists within Poseidon's side. It is all up to Moisty Swings to be able to execute this collapse on the site once the attackers begin to drop down and pressure the entrances, as King Coco will continue to open up with that Buck shotgun, and Whoosh will get another kill onto Toron. That is your Ash gone, leveling it to a 3v4, but the HP on Triceracop and Whoosh very, very low, much like King Coco, as Crazy to Look has to contest this long angle into the throne and armory side. No joke with the assistance here. He's crouch walking, taking his time. There's 1 kill on the Triceracop. He knows that another one is inside split or in blue, and he knows that Jin's there, but does he have this? Does he have the backup of Crazy to Look? With 20 seconds left on the clock, now they really have to start making this work, as Jin is pushing on the side of split. And will Crazy to Look be able to know? He knows that there's a Val camp there, and he's not going to be able to shoot it. And with 10 seconds left, he's going to have to start pushing. He's going to walk straight past the Lucy of Whoosh. Whoosh with the second kill on the round, and King Coco will refrag Easy Meister onto No Joke, but then Whoosh with a 3k will give Moisty Swings another win, putting them and swinging them very much in the favor of them on the driver's side, going 3-2.
Now, I think it's funny that Malusi, well, personally hip fired because, I mean, she did just lose her angled grip and that prevents her from aiming in very quickly. So the fact that he was still able to get that kill while hip firing is, well, personally just a little bit amusing. But nonetheless, we'll now see Team Moisty Swings take it to Armory and Throne Room. The second time they are attempting the site. The first time they actually won, which put their first round on the board. And now they have a 1-round lead.
Every time I think about a hip firing MP5, I think about
Defenders, protect your bombs from
I
being
think about
defused by
Fnatic versus
attackers.
EG in that fateful match in which Envy, I think it was Necrox goes for a hip fire, and God Dizzle just absolutely tears into him with that L85. So I get flashbacks and PTSD, flashbacks of joy whenever I think about someone hip firing with a MP5. Nonetheless, though, we'll move again, like you said, back into the Armory and Throne defense. And you know, I think this is a very big turning point if Poseidon are able to win this round. If Moisty Swings wins this round, I think they run away with the match entirely. I think then it goes very much in the favor of Moisty Swings, and then we have a 7-5 scoreline. But I think if Poseidon are able to win this round, we might end up having Poseidon take this map entirely, because I think, you know, they need a round to reset, and they've lost 3 rounds in a row, and they need this round to come back to get them in the right mentality.
Obviously, this is the round before halftime role swap, and Poseidon really need to take this round. They need to learn from that very first round, which they gave to Moisty Swings, and they need to make sure that, like, hey, look, we're gonna take that round back. And I guess even at the scoreline, which in turn gives them the advantage of being on the defense next round. But if they are unable to win this round, then that gives Moisty Swings the 4-2 lead going into the second half, which, as we saw in both the previous maps, has resulted in them taking the win.
And yeah, with a minute lapse on the clock, looks like this round will be much like the others and take a long time to slow it down. With Poseidon very much taking their time, and they looks like Jin's missed out on the fact that King Coco has rotated all the way through to the other side of Cafe. But he'll forfeit his position, and that element of surprise when he goes to peek and hold the angle in this section. As now King Coco and Jin begin this dance, or not dance, but while I talk about this, Zephyrix will get one onto Dexter, and Jin will double down onto King Coco, putting us at a 3v5 situation. Very, very favorable for the side of Team Moisty Swings.
Two early picks in the round could make or break this round, and right now it's looking to make this round go in the favor of Moisty Swings. Zephyrix getting that very first opening kill onto Dexter, a very strong fragger on the side of Team Poseidon, and King Coco additionally, arguably one of the best fraggers on Team Poseidon, who has time and time again proven to be, well, in fact, he's clutched multiple times in this round, in this matchup between the two. And wait, never mind. Jin will be able to find Crazy to Look, but will be taken out by No Joke. No Joke taking control of the second floor, but it might just be too late with 40 seconds on the round and a 2-4 lineup. Ash will be taken out as she walks into sight with no purpose, and Easy Meister will be able to get a very easy kill as she isn't even looking at him. No Joke left in a 1v4, almost impossible, and Whoosh waiting for him inside bathroom. A very strong position, but No Joke seems to be somewhat aware of this hold. Whoosh may be playing a little too aggressive, but 15 seconds on the clock, and No Joke has to make a push some way or somehow. Zephyrix will peek and die, and No Joke stuck on the staircase looks to be out of time as he will go and save his KD. Around going towards the side of Moisty Swings as Poseidon run out of time.
And with that half, we see a very familiar 4-2 scoreline, much like we saw inside Oregon and much like we saw inside Clubhouse. So I'm thinking this might be a 3-0, 7-5, 7-5, 7-5 nobody. I honestly think that at this point, there's not much that I think that Poseidon really have to fight hard and dig deep for every single round they have to go for here. And they will start off this fight by going to the one site that Moisty Swings didn't pick of Initiation and Office.
Honestly, if this match goes to 7-5, I will personally gift 5 subs towards this channel, because that would be completely insane how Team Moisty Swings, well, if they do, take this map to 7-5 on 3 different occasions, and all 3 of them, not all 3 of them being their own personal pick. But
I hate the fact that this might confirm my caster's curse though, because instead of a 3-1, I just got absolutely demolished in my pick, and for a 3-0 here. I'm really not looking forward to this, I'm gonna be honest. I really hope Team Poseidon really pull together on this defense here.
I mean, it's a new half, so it could be a new day for Team Poseidon, and, well, them attempting, I think, Initiation and Office first would be quite different towards Moisty Swings, Bunk, and Daycare hold. So it'll be very refreshing to see a new defensive positions from from Poseidon.
And so with this round, we see a bit more of a different lineup coming out on the side of Poseidon. They've opted to have the Bandit instead of things like the Goyo or the Wamai or the or even the Castle, and I think that makes a lot of sense considering what side they're playing here. Looks like Crazy to Look has actually decided to just kind of bunker down inside Initiation. If we could, thank you very much, Observer, knowing exactly what I was going to say. That it looks like they've actually decided to reinforce both sides of both the bunk and the Initiation wall, and they've actually decided to also reinforce both sides of office and the yellow stairs wall, which actually provides not a lot, like a lot of cover, and doesn't matter actually, as Zephyrix gets one pick onto Dexter and two onto No Joke. That's a second of the round, and he's absolutely making this work for his team. Now they have a lot of control, and this is exactly why you don't want to reinforce all the site, because now your entire team has to rotate through three main openings, and you've left the site completely open. If Moisty Swings recognizes this, Zephyrix can swing in and just absolutely get a free pick onto Crazy to Look. The rest of Poseidon have to be able to have to be able to push into sight to be able to contest. Crazy to Look will absolutely provide that kind of pressure now, but it might be too little too late here, as the Ferrex will start to breathe fire. There's nothing left that they can do. They are locked out of sight effectively, and Zephyrix, with a minute and 30 left, will begin to break his push, barely missing the line of sight from Crazy to Look, I believe, and Crazy to Look will go down from the nade. In the 2v5, they're all going to rush into side. Triceracop flings himself into side, and Jin will get another one onto King Coco. The plant will start going down. Torrent is a mile and a half away from the site, even though he's so close to initiation. The peak will come out. He'll get one onto Jin, a 1v4 situation. That's 1v1-1, and now he's going to need to win his second 1v1. And now with 35 seconds left on the clock, he's going to have to start making it work. There's a second 1v1, and now he's going to have to start pushing. But there's still three angles, three people that are still alive here. He's going to have to start picking this bathroom person. Is he going to know that one's playing close right? He will be able to get one, but Easy Meister hiding behind the corner, getting have to wash off the sweat from his body, now picks up another kill, putting very much Moisty Swings in the driver's seat there. A wonderful effort coming out from Torren, but not enough to satisfy and to keep them at bay.
2-5 is the scoreline, and Moisty Swings looks to be running away, taking, well, a 3-round lead on Theme Park, the biggest yet we have seen across the last two maps. And, well, this is looking towards going potentially towards Moisty Swings. We can see Vigil swapping out for the Valkyrie as the defenders move towards Bunk and Daycare, the other second floor site. But an interesting pick to be noted here is the Alibi coming from, I think,
Attackers need
can't
to
remember
locate
who,
and defuse
but
bomb.
never mind. It will be Crazy to Look who will be bringing out the Alibi with that shield and the 3 Prisma gadgets, maybe surprising Moisty Swings a little with her holograms. But the main catch here is that she brings that shield and a very good gun, which allows her to be quite the balanced operator for defender.
And you know, this is going to be a very crucial round for Poseidon to have to win. They decided to bring the Valkyrie with that MPX, and they decided to
10
bring
seconds remaining.
2 sets of C4s and one set of impacts
5 seconds to
for a bit
insertion.
more of that chaotic destruction that we all love to see.
Attackers are moving out to
And
locate a bomb and defuse it.
what will be interesting is the way in which they extend their hold here, because unlike their initiation and office hold, they've decided to extend the hold from bunk and daycare into initiation, giving themselves a bit more room to rotate in and out. And Zephyrix, who's been playing fairly well on this Ash roll, has decided to just swing himself into the Dragon Balcony, and he will meet Torren on head to head, and this is where the real battle will begin. Torren getting a bit more aggressive now, waiting for the drop to occur. If someone drops, he's going to push it very aggressively here, especially as Jin is pretty much right on his heels, as Torren still hidden behind this cash wall. The peak comes out, but Torren wins it, and he proves to be the better fragger in this lineup. And Zephyrix will, however, be given a bit of a respite from the grave by Jin.
Dexter makes his way into admin office, and he looks to potentially, well, avenge Toron's death and try and challenge Jin. But Easy Meister will be live droning Jin out and will potentially be able to find Dexter. King Coco is making his way, and in the meantime, Dexter will be able to find Jin as Triceracop takes control of the bathroom. Dexter will potentially fall back here towards the Alibi and will actually, well, shoots him shots, but will not be able to find anyone as he scares the attackers into falling a little back. Now, this time he will be able to land his shots, and he will deal a slither of HP onto Triceracop, but Triceracop will reply with a very nice wall bang onto Dexter. Now the man count is 3-3, very even, but this is 1 minute left into the round, and the attackers haven't really done much towards the objective. Spending 2 minutes clearing out the roamers could be quite detrimental, and King Coco about to be victim to a sledge hit, but will narrowly miss. Now, he did take a little bit of damage from Easy Meister, but Triceracop will be able to find him through the wall as
Attackers drop the diffuser. Attackers
Coco misses his shots. It's now up to No Joke and Crazy to Look, both playing on site, and up to them, and 30 seconds on the clock to clutch out this round.
And now with 20 seconds left on the clock, No Joke's going to take a bit more damage on the defense. He's playing that inside break room, and he's going to have to hold the line. He's going to have to hold the line. He ain't selling any of those GME stocks. He's holding the line for all that he's got. And Crazy to Look is going to begin to have to defend this peak against Triceracop. He's able to win that gunfight 2v2, but he will get traded out immediately. It's up to No Joke. No Joke, can he swing wide? He's got 1 HP left. Can he swing wide to get the diffuser? He's going to have to do it. C4 comes out, but whoosh! Is able to save the round. And it looks like we move to a 6-2 scoreline here. And Moisty Springs look to put the final nail in the coffin for Poseidon in this best of 5. A very valiant effort from No Joke there to hold on and try and give himself a bit more time. But it just wasn't written for him in that round.
Now, had that C4 landed, it was, well, perfect enough to be able to catch both, but Whoosh was able to react fast enough and was able to find No Joke before he could detonate it. And that allowed Moisty Swings to move towards match point, potentially threatening a 7-2 match win.
And you know, I think it's very interesting the way that the rest of this game will have to be played, because now Poseidon are on the back foot once again, and this time they are trying to defend themselves from the loss of this match and the loss of the tournament as a whole. You know what they say about second being the first loser, and Poseidon need to do everything in their power to prevent this from happening. They will go back up to bunk for what could possibly be the final round. And looking at the scoreboard right now, we have a very kind of consistent scoreboard coming out here from the side of Moisty Swings, and Zephyrix, the only one not able to hold his weight here, going 3-6. That's not what you want coming out from your Ash, but looks like the rest of the team has his back, and I think that speaks volumes to the consistency of Moisty Swings as a team, being able to kind of hold the line and make sure that each individual person can kind of pull their weight. Poseidon, however, have looked like on the fray. Crazy to Look only with 2 kills here, and No Joke not being able to pop up as much as he has been before. They will go for the same strategy again and again and again. So Ferrex will jump on the dragon balcony. They will have someone, most likely Jin, open up the control/CCTV hatch and give them a lot of priority. Coco has been put on the vigil instead of Diego, which has gone to Torrent instead. And like I just said, the control hatch has now been opened. Zephyrix will most likely be joined into cache, and they will begin their push. Dexter rotates around to office to provide some pressure onto the attacking side, as 2 people now rushing into bathroom, and this will be where the first engagement happens. Dexter free firing, not able to get anything of it, and now trying to join the fight as well. 1 twist drone on Whoosh has been eliminated, and looks like the peaks are coming out, but not again. Dexter loses that gunfight to Jin. That's one of the most common gunfights we've seen in this matchup. And now Jin will begin to push. Second twist drone comes out. 1 minute 40 on the clock. Pre-fire comes out. Crazy to Look gets a bit of damage lost. Torrent picks up 2 good kills, evening out a tiny bit more. There goes your Sledge and your Twitch. But you still have an Ash and a Zofia. That is still a lot of power to be using and utilizing here.
Now, it's a 4v3 favoring the defenders. It is up to Moisty Swings to salvage this round, And Jin does just that. What a word twister. And he will find Toron, the Jaeger, who really proved to flank them and pose a significant threat. This should make it significantly easier as you're left with a Mute and a Vigil as well as a Legion left on 70 HP, while Zephyrix and Jin only taking a slither each. No Joke hiding inside break room, unaware to the attackers, and Zephyrix will almost find Crazy to Look, but no damage will be exchanged. Crazy to Look will pre-fire onto the bunk wall, but will find no one. But No Joke will be found, and he will be taken out by Easy Meister, his 8th kill for only 1 death. Zephyrix will be completely aware of Crazy to Look, who's hiding behind the arcade machine outside bunk. But in the meantime, Coco will find Jin, and Crazy to Look will be trying to flank and retake No Joke's position.
Oh no.
Attackers will be going for the plant, and
no.
15 seconds to go.
Zephyrix is able to catch Crazy to Look, who isn't at all aware that the attackers have made their way into sight. It's a 1v1 as King Coco, left on 100 HP, is left with Easy Meister, the Thermite, who has planted the diffuser. King Coco is able to deal a little bit of damage as Easy Meister runs away, but now King Coco has control of sight while Easy Meister doesn't. King Coco could go for the diffuser, but Easy Meister will
Oh no, he's not looking
peek
the
him
right
through the
way.
rotation.
And with 20
Coco,
seconds left,
unaware
oh
of
my God.
Easy Meister's position, 20 seconds left, and King Coco will decide to go for the kill. Now, and Easy Meister will be able to clutch it up.
And with that, Moisty Swings takes the Malaysian Community Cup Grand Final in what was a very decisive 3-0 victory. 7-5, 7-5, 7-2. Wonderful stuff there from Moisty Swings. Very, very close there, especially at the last round. Just unfortunate stuff there from the Vigil, unable to close it out. And I think that scoreboard says more for itself, with 9-9 coming out from Easy Meister. The support absolutely going ham. Unfortunate for what happened to Poseidon, but nonetheless, amazing rounds. So on my end here, from the team of Streamline Media, thank you very, very much, everyone, for watching and tuning into the Malaysian Community Cup. It has been an absolute honor to be able to cast for you today. Any closing words? Nobody?
First things first, I'd like to congratulate both teams. I definitely do think that Poseidon did put up a very strong fight. There are very formidable players, and we saw just that. But at the end of the day, Moisty Swings did come out on top, and, well, they are well deserving to take home the Community Shield. And that is it from me. I, well, wish you all a very good night. Thank you all for tuning into our stream. Just like Sot, it has been an honor, as I nobody have casted, well, a couple of games in this tournament, and it is finally coming to a close, which is actually kind of sad. But at the end of the day, everything has to come to an end, and we will see you next time. Thank you all.
I'm gone, so don't run from the truth. Your lies. Everything that brought me alive. Going wrong like nonsense, playing with the monsters. They brought me alive, but got no outlet.